love it when everything works almost perfectly. I think my microphone's only coming out of one channel. That's the only thing I didn't troubleshoot today because I didn't think I would have to troubleshoot the microphone because you know how you just expect certain things to just work when you're doing stuff, like you just expect it to work. 1 second. Well, I got it. One sec. I know, it's fancy, right? We fancy as fuck up in here. Okay, hang on. I gotta go to, let's see here. That fixed it. I win. All right, now we can do it. What's up, everybody? We're trying to be fancy as fuck around here. I am Crystal. I am co-founder of the Tales of the Forgotten Fiction Network, and this is our State of the Tales. This is where we give you guys updates on the Tales Network. And I have an hour to get through a lot of things tonight, and I am very excited to talk to you with you all about it. Y'all can just see already how this is gonna go. It's fine. Everything is fine. I'm excited that you are here. What's up, Kels? What's up, Tara? What's up, Matt? What's up, other Matt? What's up, Ken? What's up, all our Fade Touch active listeners, lurkers? Hello, everyone. Very glad you're here. We're going to talk about our roster selection. We're going to talk about the Tales Network itself. We've got a lot of information to share with you guys. We have a special announcement, and then we're going to talk about our production schedule for the rest of this year and going into 2025 and beyond. One of the reasons we do this is because Tales of the Forgotten Network, we're 3 years old, really kind of 2. The first year was Legacy and our very first amazing indie production. And then I realized that this is what I wanted to do. This is kind of the next step in my evolution as a creative entrepreneur. And so we kind of officially launched Tales. It's 2022. So we're very young. We're very young. And I love sharing what we're learning along the way in hopes to help inspire and just talk about our business. So you can kind of watch us grow as we expand and get all famous. And one day we'll be cool like A24 and we get to work with Michelle Yeoh and all that other good stuff. So I am super excited you guys are here. We are working on our live stream setup. I've got the vampire one all set up, which I like quite a bit. So it's under construction. Soon will be like all the other live streamers that have like chat commands. And we do have some alerts. So if somebody actually subscribes to our channel tonight, theoretically, you should see an alert pop up on the screen. So we've got that going. I have only done alerts for YouTube. I haven't done the alerts for Twitch yet, but we're working on that. So everything is kind of under construction, so bear with us. But we getting fancy. We fancy up in here. So fancy. Like super fancy. Yeah. So I hope everybody's having a great night. Vampire Live Listen starts at 8. So if you want to know about events for the Tales Network, the best place to go is our event page. I constantly keep that event page updated. So go to talesoftheforgotten.com/events. It is updated 98% of the time. As of right now, everything on the events page is accurate. 100% for sure. 100% for sure. Don't forget us little people. I know, right? What are you talking about? Absolutely not. Speaking of that, big shout out to the community. Oh my gosh, we love you guys. We love you guys so much. So we love it when you guys come and hang out with us for these live events. We love that you guys are participating in Discord. We love when you hang out with us on Twitter and all that. So our community is the best, is the motherfucking best. I'll fight anybody. Tales community is the #1 community just everywhere. I said what I said. I don't take it back. You guys are awesome. So from me to you, I love you. I love you in a completely platonic, not creepy way, but I love you, and I'm so excited that you're here, and we get to talk about some fun stuff tonight. Hopefully it's interesting. I know Matt's taking notes. Matt's definitely raised my volume a little bit. We need a louder. See, we're gonna work on that. Can I? My game's already really loud. You know what? Let's crank me up. Turn me up. Hold up. Listen, you know the microphone is quiet if my loud ass, y'all can't hear me. Like, that's serious, because we'll fix it. We'll fix these little things. We're under construction. Is that better? Does that help? What's up, Gerald? What's up, fam? Chat, is that better? Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Yo, can you hear me? Hey, little mama, let me whisper in your ear. I'm playing. I won't do it. Bander has already thrown her headphones across the room. Okay, I'm going to assume that the volume is better. I'm going to theoretically assume that that has helped. Yes, 100%. Awesome. And I'll just really just fucking just talk into this motherfucker. We'll do that. Okay. I apologize if you have children in the room. You should never, ever have children in the room or your speakers on when Crystal is on anything. I'm just going to... Alex is always like, Crystal, maybe say fuck less. And I'm like, but fuck is a really great word. So I don't know if I can do that, Alex. I don't know. I don't know. Yes, I had my volume up. Now I have blood coming out of your ears. Fantastic. It's a perfect... You should, because it's vampire month. So let me actually get to what we're supposed to be talking about before I run out of time. All right, here we go. Okay, let's talk. I made a slideshow, you guys. Look at this fucking shit right here. See, I go fuck again. But look at it. Are you proud? Look, I made a slideshow. We are so professional. Look. Slides, screens. I even did some of it yesterday. I didn't even do all this today. In fact, I've been working on this for the last 3 days. True facts. I'm telling you. That's just Auntie Crystal. They already know to go on. Love it. All right. Let's talk about our roster selection, because I've got a lot of information to share with you guys about this. So first of all, let's talk about the good things. We had 400 plus people apply to our roster, which for me felt insane, because like I said, we are so new as an indie company. We were very forthcoming about who we are and, kind of what we can pay people this year and all that kind of good stuff. So I, not in my wildest dreams, expected the level of talent and professional voice actors to apply to our roster. And I gotta be honest, some of it was very intimidating. It really was. So thank you so much to everybody who filled out our roster, who wanted to work with us. This was a very hard process. Okay, so listen to me, and I need this because I know how voice actors are, and I'm also a voice actor, so I get it. If you did not get onto our roster, please know it had absolutely, for 98% of you, you not getting on our roster had absolutely nothing to do with your talent. You all are incredibly talented. So the spreadsheet that I had for the roster, there was a spreadsheet for people that I was 100% yes on. And then I've got another part of the spreadsheet that people that were maybes. And we had so many maybes. There were not a lot of people that we were no to, but I had to ultimately say no to the maybes too, because we were trying to keep this small. We are a very tight-knit community here at Tales. So we're not yet, I don't have enough productions really to justify having 8,000 people on our roster yet. We will at some point. So we took less than 100 people. So it was anybody who had worked with us previously, so over the last 2 years, and then the new people that we wanted. So I need you to know that you are talented as fuck. And if you did not get on this roster, it is 1,000% because of Crystal's personal preference and nothing else. Okay, so I need you guys to know that so many of you made it hard. It was so hard. Okay. Here's what I loved. I am someone who loves people who have a deeper register voice. That is personal preference. I might be the only person on the planet that doesn't care about anime. And I know that a lot of you voice actors do. And it's quite clear that your demo reels kind of showcase that, because it's clear that at some point you want to get into anime. It was difficult for me to hear you in one of my shows sometimes because of that. So that, again, is a personal preference for a very small indie company. Please don't change anything, okay? I really loved voice actors who had variations on their demo reels. Now, I don't even have this yet, and I still have to make a professional demo reel, so understand. But I loved voice actors that were here's my character demo reel, but then here is also me playing a villain. Here's me. They just kind of broke it up, and that let me hear you in a different way. For a lot of you, I didn't even I listened to your demo reel, and then if you had like a raw studio sample on your website just so I could actually hear your speaking voice, I listened to that as well just to hear how you sounded. So the productions that we have coming up this year, it's a sci-fi conspiracy thriller, so I'm thinking about who I'm casting in that, and like it's mobsters versus aliens, right? And then I've got some sexy shit coming up, and then I got some Dragon Age. So when I'm listening to your demo reels, I'm thinking about who I'm casting or who I could potentially cast in those roles. So a lot of the times, this was 1,000% personal preference. Okay, so I don't want anybody who didn't get on to get discouraged. Please don't, because some of you were just so professional and you're so fucking talented, and I wish I could just take you all. So you're great. I loved well put together websites, and it's not just because I'm a web designer. Okay, I need voice actors to understand that you need to make it easy on people. You need to make it so fucking easy. Now, I'm an indie. We're indie, okay? A casting director who just got 2,000 applications does not have time to go searching for your shit. You need to make sure that everything somebody needs to pick you is on front and center on your website, okay? Because 9 times out of 10, if y'all are both talented as fuck, I guarantee you that professional person is going to lean towards the person that made it so easy for them to pick you. Make it easy for people to pick you. Have everything. Unless you're kind of like multi-talented like me. Not multi-talented, I shouldn't say that. Like, you do more than one thing. Like you do, like, you know, you're not just a voice actor. You're a graphic designer, or you're like your business. You know what I'm saying? Like, and in that case, when you apply for stuff, don't link people to your homepage. Link people to the voice acting page where your demo reels are there, where your resume is there, where your studio sample is there, where your studio information is there, when your social media links are all right there. Put it on one page of your fucking website. I'm telling y'all, go to Card, CARRD, make that shit for free. If you need help with your website, reach out to me. I will help you. But please, make it easy to get picked. Make it easy. I loved it when I went to somebody's website and there was a demo reel, and then I could just slide over to their social media real quick to make sure that, you know, do the vibe check, make sure you're not problematic or anything. And then I could slide back over, take a peek at your resume. Oh, it was great. Oh my God, it was so, I got 400 of these things to go through. You know what I'm one person going through the roster. So seriously, somebody like casting directors for video, like, make it easy, y'all. I can't stress this enough. Make it easy, all right? We also really loved people who showed off their personalities in our roster form, and that's a personal preference thing. So I know that on our roster form that I had a field for anything that you want us, is there anything else that you would like us to know? And if we do this again, I'm going to get rid of that field because I didn't actually know what the hell I wanted when I put that there. I just put it there. And the ones of y'all that put random shit about you in there made me laugh and made me want to pick you. But that, again, that's a personal preference. That was a personal preference. Some of y'all put some hilarious shit in the anything you want me to know field, and I just loved it when you showed off your personalities. So that was great. So if we ever do a roster selection again, I think we will replace that field with maybe tell us a little bit about you. And it's not that I want like cover letter shit because I hate cover letters, but more just like, you know, tell me about, like, you nerd. What do you like, you know, and if you're an extrovert, you could put a video in there, you know, but that's for the future. What else? So that's kind of everything that we loved about the process. So when we, it was a lot. As far as room for improvement, voice actors, I don't know why some of you do this. And I don't know if there is some reason that your demo reels, I have to request permission to view them in the G Drive. I feel like there should not be a reason for that. If I am incorrect, that there should be a reason for someone to request permission to get to your demo reels, please tell me. Otherwise, I feel like that's a no-no, y'all. I really strongly feel like to get to your demo reel, I shouldn't have to request permission. That is more time that somebody has to spend to hear you. And if there are 1,000 people behind you, everybody's really fucking talented out here, you guys. A lot of talent. Don't do that. Don't do that. If you have your demo reel on SoundCloud, a couple of you did, make sure that you don't have ads. So a couple of you, I went to SoundCloud to hear your demo, and instead of hearing you, I had to sit through an ad first. You don't want that either. It wasn't all of the demo reels on SoundCloud, but some of them. And I thought that I was listening to the person because I just hit play, and then I didn't even realize till like a second later it was an ad that I was listening to, not actually the person's voice. So don't do that. Don't do that. Too many of y'all did this. Like, it wasn't even a lot, but I feel like it was too many. Do not link somebody to a show that you are in. Y'all, no. What makes you think someone has time to find, like, if I don't know what your voice sounds like. You can't link me to a YouTube show that you're in. Do you really expect me to look at the cast, listen to that show, and wait till I hear that character's name to be like, oh yeah, that's who that is? Nobody's got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. Do not, swear, so like more people than the should have on this roster linked me to a show they were in. No, you need to take a clip of you from that show and make that your demo reel, voice sample, whatever. I get it. A lot of you are new. I have no problem working with new people. We love working with new VAs. But at the bare minimum, there has to be a level of professionalism. And that is not it. So you need to minimum listen. Please, God, hear me. You were in something, right? Awesome. Take what you were in and pull yourself out of that and make that your sample that you send to people. Okay? Please don't. I hope y'all is not out here applying to professional rosters going, yeah, I was in this show. Just go listen to it. I'd be pearl clutching if y'all are. Please tell me you are not. You need to treat your space. 100%. Listen, it is so hard to deal with room echo in a production. You can, a lot of times you can deal with background noise. We've got tools for that. Your mic doesn't have to be, it can be like, a blue, whatever. It can be a beginner mic. That's fine. Get in your closet. Put a blanket over your desk. Get under your desk. You've got to treat your space. Y'all. Just that's minimum. It is so easy. It is so easy to make a voiceover booth. And it does not cost a lot. And if you don't want to do the PVC pipe and moving blanket, put your ass in your closet. Get your blanket, put your ass in the closet. Welcome to the sweat club. We just out here sweating. Seriously, take a look. You could probably use your freaking phone and just get in the closet, but get in the closet. Your car actually probably has better acoustics than y'all just recording in your room, okay? Hear me. Treat your space. Before you go out and buy the fancy microphone, treat your space however you need to treat it. Okay, please. If voice acting is something you want to do, treat your space. You can't. There's not a whole fucking lot audio engineer can do with that room echo, and it's more work for us. And again, nobody's got time for all this. Nobody got time for that. Okay, so bare minimum, treat your space. All right. But that's it. That's about our roster selection process. Congratulations to everybody who made it. Love you guys. Cannot wait to work with y'all, to hear y'all's auditions for all the wonderful creative nonsense that we've got coming up. So that's super duper exciting. Next slide. We got slides. All right. Let's talk about some membership goals, some download numbers, and our third quarter goals. So, Tails membership. You too can be cool and become a member. And actually, I want to check something out and see if it works. Hang on. No, it didn't work. Oh, shit, it worked. I'm so excited. We got chat commands. Okay, anyway. Let me go back to do what I was doing. All right. So excited to work. So excited to work. Anyway, we are working on expanding our membership. So by the end of the year, I would love it if we had 15 new members. We currently have 5. Shout out to all the keepers of the tails. You guys are awesome. We are working on an improved user experience for our Tails members. The Tails membership is built into our website. It is built into our website because I am a web designer and because it saves us money. It saves us a lot of money. Instead of having to go through Patreon, they take like 8% or more. We can bypass that completely. So it's a smart business decision for us to put it into our website because I'm a fucking web designer. One of the best things I ever learned as far as being a creative was learning how to design websites. Seriously, it saved me thousands and thousands of dollars. It's crazy. But we are working on the user experience for you guys. So in the third quarter, we are going to make it really easy for you to listen to shows instead of having to go post by post. There will be playlists that you can just so if you log into the site, you go to the secret archives page, that's your page. It should actually take you there as soon as you log in. And then there will be options for you to just, I want to listen to this exclusive show. I want to listen to the bonus content, whatever the case may be, there will be playlists there. Once we hit the 20 regular membership mark, then I can introduce a private RSS feed, something that you can add to like Spotify or I don't think Apple takes, or maybe it's reversed. Maybe Spotify takes private RSS feeds, but Apple doesn't. I don't remember. But some of the podcast networks take private RSS feeds, some don't. So once we can hit 20 members, then we can justify getting a private RSS feed because it's a little bit of an extra cost. I would love it if Red Circle would implement something that worked with WordPress, but they haven't yet. It's a whole different conversation. But anyway, end of the year goal, 15 members. We are going to improve membership experience. If you are currently a member, a keeper of the tails, and there is something that you would love us to add, if there is another perk that you would like us to add, please, please, please let us know. And it is probably something that we can accommodate. I would love to hear members' feedback about how we can make the membership experience more seamless and easy for you guys to get all the cool shit that we offer you, okay? Next up, downloads are sexy. Y'all, I'm proud of us. I am so proud of us. Legacy, a Star Wars audio drama, is still our highest downloaded show insofar this year. Legacy's almost hit the 30K mark just for 2024. Just Legacy's numbers are like ridiculous. They are ridiculous. I love how popular Legacy is, especially because it was the very first thing that we created. And it's still going so strong. And I love that for us. And I love that people are loving Legacy. So hoorah. Hoorah to that. And it's still got a really good review on Spotify and Apple. Even with all these angry little incels being mad about Star Wars right now and Legacy being as woke as it is, we still have, like, I think 4.1 on Spotify and like 4.6, 4.8 on Apple, which is incredible. Absolutely incredible. So Legacy is still our highest downloaded show. Second place is Tales After Dark. Tales After Dark has been downloaded 7,908 times this year. And that's also incredible. So we have not done a lot of marketing yet. This has all been word of mouth. This has all been algorithm recommendations. I'll talk more about the algorithm and the recommendations and the marketing in the second half of this. People absolutely do love hearing Redacted. Hell yeah. So at total network downloads since we started for all of our shows, we are at 286,202 downloads for all, like, that's combined. That's combined. I want that number to sit at 500,000 by the end of the year. That's my goal. I want us to sit at 500,000 downloads as a network by the end of the year. And I would also really love for one more of our shows to be monetized by the end of the year. So Legacy is currently the one that has enough downloads weekly to opt into Red Circle's programmatic ads, which is great. I would love for another one of our shows to be able to opt into that, or we get some really great sponsors who want to work with us and they're taking mid-roll and pre-roll ad slots. So something along there we're going to make happen by the end of this year. Those are our goals, and we've got some ideas about how to do that. Next up. So some of our goals for the third quarter. we are going to be losing Hannah soon because Hannah, who is incredible, is getting ready to go back to school. So when the aliens come down, she can translate and they don't blow us up. Which is like, it's real talk. And Hannah's smart. Hannah is so fucking smart. So lucky to have her. I put a ring on it. She's mine. Back off. I'll fight you. I'll fight you. But Hannah's getting ready to go back to school. So Vampire Beginnings will be the last show that Hannah works on. So it is going to be very important for me going into the third and fourth quarter to build a team. We've got to build us a little bit team at Tails because I'm definitely going to need some help. And whoever we bring in to help out has got some really big shoes to fill because y'all heard our shows. So yes, Vampire Beginnings will be the last one. Hannah will still be around. Hannah's not disappearing, but Hannah will just be busy learning all the languages. Linguistics is where Hannah's passion lies, and Hannah would love to talk to you about that. So if you would like to know what Hannah is going to school for, please message her in Discord, and she will tell you all the things. She would love to talk to you. Love to talk to you and geek out with you guys about languages, but we love that for her. So it's sad, and I gotta be sad. I'm sad about it. I'm also like super fucking proud of her, but I'm like really sad because working with her was just so seamless. But now I'm gonna need some help. So if you know anybody, please send them my way because we've got a lot of stuff coming up. Thankfully, Sonarchy is very dialogue, like storytelling heavy. It's not like Legacy that we needed like an incredible amount of sound work every episode. So thankfully, what we've got coming up for the rest of this year is not too audio intensive. Like, it's still gonna sound good, don't worry about that, but I mean, Sonarchy doesn't get crazy till the last couple of episodes when I'm not spoiling anything, but it get crazy, but not until the end. So there's time. She absolutely will teach you Japanese. So it's going to be really important for me to start building up our team and figuring out how we're gonna do that. So looking for volunteers at this point, anybody who wants to volunteer and or work on deferred payment, because I know we are all out here. It's rough in these streets. I totally get it. But if people want to come in and work on a deferred payment arrangement as well, where we keep track of your hours, and then once we're in the green, we compensate you for your time, we can work on that as well. I'm specifically right now looking for anybody who is really good at dialogue editing or sound design. One of the two. So as far as marketing goes, as right now, so because we have mostly been relying on like the algorithm for our shows, I am not surprised that when I look at our demographics, the majority across all of our shows is men. This just speaks to patriarchy and all that mess, that apparently women don't listen to shit and women don't like Star Wars, but I digress. I could go on a whole different rant about that. But I am not surprised because we have been relying on Spotify and Apple and the podcast networks to recommend our shows to other people that our male demographic is so high. And this isn't a bad thing, okay? Fellas, we love you. It's not a bad thing, so I don't want you to think that. But our shows were written through the female gaze. So I would love to see that number be even, maybe even skewer a little higher female. That's our goal. So our goal is to start reaching our female audience because at this point it's way too low. If you look at Legacy's numbers, you would think that no woman on the planet ever loved Star Wars. And listen, the way my fucking Twitter feed blew up after a particular episode of The Acolyte, we all know that's not true. We know that's not true. So it's really just about us finding them. I know females love horror. I hate to say that. I know ladies love, we know that ladies love everything. Everything that guys love, women love too. So we just need to find them and be like, hey, we got these awesome shows for you to listen to. Come listen to them. And I don't think we can rely on the algorithms to do that. So my goal is we're going to focus less in the third quarter on social media. Eventually, we are going to shift completely away from Twitter. Our audience is not on Twitter. It's just not. When I look at the demographics and the stats, for social media networks, it's not on Twitter. It's just not. We need to be on Instagram and TikTok to really reach our audience via social media. YouTube is also a great place for us to be. So we're going to be doing some cleanup on our YouTube channel. Our YouTube channel is almost monetized, by the way. We are halfway there. And if we can get monetized before the end of the year, that would be incredible. So we're gonna be working on that as well. So I will be focusing third quarter on making trailers of all our shows, making network trailers, and then doing a lot of cross promotion with other shows in our genres. Excuse me. I will also be trying to get on more podcasts to talk about our shows and pimp us out and all that kind of good stuff, so we can start reaching a wider audience that isn't so just male centered. We want to reach everybody. We want to reach everybody. It should be, we're trying to, do you like sci-fi? Come hang with us. Do you like horror? Come hang with us. You like that Bridgerton shit? Come hang with us. That's where we're at. Okay. I'm sweating, you guys. I'm doing good on time. Okay. I think things that I have learned. Listen, audio drama creators, if you start your podcast off with a title, like, you do like welcome to blah, 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 episode 1, 86 that shit. Get rid of it. I have learned, and I should have known this, because I don't like when you listen to something, like if you go to watch a YouTube video or whatever, I feel like we've been trained for people to talk first, suck us in, and then run their intro. So we made the mistake that a lot of our shows start with me saying, this is blah, 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 episode 1. And what I noticed is that we have some people stay and listen, but there is too high a number of people that don't even hang out. Like, if I don't start an episode with the episode content, people fuck off. They ain't got time. People will literally fuck off. So we've got to change our pre-roll. I don't know what the word is, but we've got to change how we're doing pre-rolls, basically. So I don't even want to start off with an ad if I can help it. I want to start off with, I can do pre-roll slots up to 5 minutes. So I want to start off with like 3 minutes of story. And then once you're in it, you're listening. I think listeners are then much more inclined to deal with a short intro, an ad, continue the story. So that's going to be some work. It's going to take some time, especially fucking Legacy. Legacy, I might just leave, but some of the, because I'd have to, the problem with Legacy is I would have to edit every single episode in Reaper once we move over to Reaper, and then I got to re-upload them, and then I got to redo the insertion points. So it's a great lesson to learn going forward. But I'm going to have to be selective about which shows I go back and change this on. So I'll probably start with like Fairy Tale, because I really want to get Fairy Tale's downloads numbers up, because it's so fucking wholesome. Fairy Tale's so good. I want more people. I want Fairy Tale to have 1 million downloads. Fairy Tale's so fucking good. So I will probably start with Fairy Tale, where I just do that. But I'm going to keep that in mind as well. And audio drama creators, keep that in mind as well when you're writing your scripts, to do an intro of story, then make yourself a space where you can do, this is blah, blah, blah by blah, blah, blah. Leave a space after that for pre-roll ads, then do it. Podcast listeners have no problems with mid-rolls. They have absolutely no, and I read a lot of them. I read a lot of boring shit, but really informational shit. Podcast listeners have no problem with mid-roll ads. None. In fact, the podcast advertising industry is ridiculous. It's billions and billions of dollars, because podcast listeners are 55% more likely to buy something that they've heard on a podcast. Those are the numbers. It's like fucking pop-ups. People love that shit. They're so fucking effective, and they annoy the shit out of me. American History Tellers does that, and it's great. Yeah. So also, I want us to find more clever ways to drop mid-roll ads. You noticed in Don't Look episode 4, I had the monster kind of break the fourth wall to do that. So we're going to be looking for ways to do that for shows as well going forward, to find creative ways for ad breaks, because I think listeners will like that and appreciate that a little bit more as well. I don't know that anybody listens to post ads. I really, unless they're, the only way that I can see like post credit ads being effective for us is if I have an after credit scene and the listener knows that I have an after credit scene. Then I can see them sticking around and dealing with that. But guys, does anybody listen to the credit? Nobody listens to the fucking credits anymore. So pre-roll and mid-roll are really the optimal ad slots. I don't think anybody's even paying for post. I mean, they might be, but I feel like that's probably got the. I could be wrong, but I'll bet that guy's kidney that's one of the lowest conversion rates is because episode ends, people are, unless you're just listening to a bunch of episodes and you just sit through the credits just because you're too lazy to hit next. That's the only way I see that you're listening to that shit. I am the only person that listens to post-show ads. You might be. I will. I'll get the numbers for that. But so far, I haven't even, when I do insertion points for our shows, I don't even put a post in. Maybe I should. Maybe I need to do more research on that. I will. I'll put it on my to-do list. I listen because I know it helps the show. That's awesome, Tara. That is awesome. I know I will. If I've got, so if I'm binging a show, then I will listen. Because I'm too lazy. It's just a lazy thing. It's literally a lazy. If I'm video gaming while I'm listening to a new audio drama, I'll just let that shit play and I'll just go through with it. Otherwise, I'm next. So, but yeah, I don't mind listening, but I don't mind anything else. I won't skip ads or anything like that. But normally I just check out for the post unless I'm doing something. But I'll check the numbers on that. I will check the numbers on that. Let's see. Add 2 people to our team. We're definitely going to clean up our YouTube channel. We're so close to monetizing our YouTube channel, which would be great for us. So, we've got all the Vampire Live listens coming up. We've got our shows are on YouTube as well. So I'll do some SEO cleanup. If you don't know what SEO means, no worries. It's just going to make it easier for people to find our stuff. That's for me to know. You don't have to know that. So I'll be doing all that. Our newsletter is launching. That, I think, is going to be really huge for us. Newsletter sign up. Even in 2024, with as much email as everybody is getting, newsletters are the most effective way to reach your audience still. That is a stat that I have looked up and confirmed. Still. And our newsletter is going to be an experience, not just an information dump. So the more people that we can get to sign up for our newsletter, the better, because that's also a place you can put sponsors and blah, 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 and blah, 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 and blah, blah, blah. So if I want someone who aligns with our values as a company and I say, hey, I would love to run your ad in our newsletter, in our whatever, I'd be like, I can tell them that we've gotten X number of downloads, plus I have X number of people on my newsletter. That is just as effective as telling them that I've got, 2 million Instagram followers. More so for some companies, because newsletters they're just fucking effective. They really just are. Yeah, email is still king. It is absolutely still king. Tiani in the house. What's up? Yeah, it's still so effective. And our newsletter literally is an experience. Our newsletter is in character for the most part. You get stories in our newsletter. You get, we do the short stories for our newsletter. We do the voice actor one-on-one stuff. There's going to be secret little audio files that you can get. And of course it'll have hey, we've got, so-and-so coming up, typical newsletter shit. But you should be excited to get our newsletter. So when you see Hallway 87 in your email box, you should be like, hell yeah, new story. And you should want to open that shit. So tell your friends, go to talesofforgotten.com, click that newsletter, sign up for that shit. It's free. That's free. It's free. Just go sign up. It's free. Who don't like free shit? Sign up, motherfucker. Also, please tell your friends, leave us a review. Please, 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 please review us on your podcast platform. That is the easiest, fastest, one of the bestest ways, y'all, that you can support the Tales of the Forgotten Network, and you can get other people to support the Tales of the Forgotten Network. I know Spotify is annoying that if you're listening on desktop, you can't leave a review. You got to go to your phone. But apparently, 70% of the people who listen to our podcast are listening on their phones anyway. So please, please, please tell people to leave a review. If you have not left us a review yet, please go and leave us one right now. Don't be like Delvin. Don't do 4 stars. Do 5. Unless you really... be honest. Be honest in your reviews. Don't lie. If you really want to give us 4 stars, that's fine, I guess. That's fine. But, you should probably do 5. I'm just saying. So go to Spotify. Don't Look has its own feed now. Tales has its own... Not Tales. Oh, Tales does have its own feed. Fairy Tale has its own feed. Vampire Beginnings has its own feed. Legacy's got its own fucking feed. I think somebody didn't like Don't Look, by the way. I'm just letting you know. I think somebody gave Don't Look a 1 star. couldn't, like, what? 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 And you can leave comments now, so I got to go now. I got to start keeping track of comments. Thankfully, the way the comments work, I think it's still a little buggy for some people, but Spotify will let you leave comments, which is great because it also allowed me to respond to people who had left us really nice comments on some of our shows in the past. So I got to respond to them, which was lovely. And so they don't just get posted automatically either. So when somebody leaves a comment, I've got to go into the dashboard, read it, and then choose whether or not to let it to display on our page, which is great. So if somebody leaves us some bullshit, we ain't putting that. I'm not putting that up. I'm only putting up the nice stuff because that's what you do. Unless it's a really funny 1-star review. Unless somebody's 1-star review is they let women be in the lead. I can't believe it. And then I'm definitely going to put that shit up. That I'm definitely, if you tell on yourself with your 1-star review, then I'm going to put it up. Yeah. So there you go. So that's it. Yeah. And then we'll be reaching out to potential sponsors. We just did our first cross promotion or our first drop. We did a drop with the Mortalverse. I've got Arrow and Canary over on Legacy, which is awesome. Matt's got the first episode of Legacy. We did a drop with Soul Operator. I took Soul Operator's first episode. I gave them the first episode of Don't Look. So we're going to be doing more of that. That shit, listen to me, audio drama creators, drops really effective. Really, really effective, really easy way to get your podcast out there. That's one of the reasons why I'm prioritizing making trailers above fucking around on social media because I don't have the spoons for it until we get some help on that arena. I'm too busy, especially with getting ready to lose Pixel. I don't have the space for it. But so trailers and cross promotion would be more effective for us anyway. And then fourth quarter, maybe first quarter of next year, then we can start to look at our social media strategy and see what's up. But I think it'd be more effective for us right now to focus on trailers, cross promotion, getting the newsletter signups good, and then we can build from there. That's it. That's it for our goals for third quarter. That is it. That's how I came across the grotto. Yeah, drops are great. And what's cool about Red Circle as well, our hosting platform, shout out to Red Circle, is Red Circle also has like a cross promotion tab. So when I log into Red Circle, I can click on cross promotions and I can see shows who have similar download numbers to us. And it gives me an easy way to just right from my Red Circle dashboard, contact those people. So once I get trailers done, I'm going to go buck wild. So first I just got to get these trailers finished. And then once we have a bunch of trailers, I'm in that cross promotions tab all day. I already know a bunch of audio dramas that I want to reach out. There was this, and if anybody wants it, let me know, audio dramas. There was this spreadsheet that it was in a Discord that's no longer around, but there was this incredible spreadsheet of like all the fucking audio dramas that wanted to do drops and cross promotions. There's so many on there, and I've got it. It's in my Google Drive somewhere. It better still be in my Google Drive. So we've got a pretty solid plan about how to expand our viewership that has nothing to do with social media, which is great. So maybe by the time we fucking are ready to go into social media, I won't have to fuck around with Meta at all because I fucking hate Meta. I don't want to put shit on Instagram because they're fucking AI nonsense, and I haven't even learned how to use Glaze yet. So I don't want to, if I don't has to fuck with Instagram, I don't want to fucks with Instagram. That's where I would love it if by the time we are ready to jump into social media, there's like a Kara, that fucking awesome Kara app for artists. I want there to be like somebody bring back MySpace. Bring back MySpace or some shit. Bring that shit back and I'll get on that. Something else I'm hoping pops up that we can be on is not fucking Meta. All right. Next up, last slide. I got 10 minutes left. Oh, yeah, we had an announcement. Our investors. Okay, check it out. Everybody, we have an investor. It is an incredible story how I met John. John is an awesome individual, and after meeting up with John a couple times in the Barnes & Noble network, and he talked about his creative ventures, and I told him about mine, John decided that he loved the ideas of the Tales of the Forgotten Network, and he has decided to invest in us. So everybody welcome John to the team. John is an Air Force veteran. He lives here in Austin. He's so fun, you guys. He's such a great guy. Listen, I don't know if people know this, but I am like crazy protective over Tales and our IP. So I would never bring on an investor that was like, y'all know what I was like, John is cool. John passed the vibe check. Like John is a very, 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 he's a nerd. He's so creative as well. He's got a bunch of like creative stuff going on. He writes scripts. He's got like a movie, like a little indie horror movie coming out. So John is awesome. And John has invested in the Tales Network. So I am so grateful to John. John's lovely. So happy that he's aboard. He's listened to our shows. He's loved them. He thinks you guys are fucking great. He got to listen to a couple of the, when we were in studio for Don't Look, he was in there and he got to listen a couple times. So he's just delighted by all of you guys and everything that we got going on. So John is cool. So don't think that anything that we're doing is changing because we have an investor. It's not. Our goal has always been to grow as a company and to be able to monetize because I've got voice actors to pay. Voice actors deserve to pay. And audio dramas are it's like one of the lowest paying like avenues for voice actors, and that pisses me off, like personally, like I'm like personally offended by that. Like you're like a plan I am. So our goal has always been to, what can we do as a company to grow so I can pay these voice actors to be in our shows as much as they're making being in indie games? Because audio dramas as a medium has been around since like the 1900s, you guys. Like audio dramas have always been around. So this is, people are listening to podcasts an insane amount. The podcast industry keeps growing year after year. Fiction podcast keeps growing year after year. So as audio drama creators, I think we really have to figure out how we can grow our businesses effectively, that we're all making money doing what we love. So that has always been our goal. So having an investor does not change that goal, but it does help Pixel and I out a ton on the back end and just with some financial stuff. So we love to have John on board. I am looking for 2 more investors. I reached out to someone who I hope invests. I would love if she did. And then 1 more after that. So we'll see. But again, I'm picky. I'm picky and protective over Tales. So trust me, John passed the vibe check, and we're really excited to have John. Yes, everybody say thank you, John. John's great. Yeah, it's been around like so long, so there's no reason that audio dramas shouldn't be making like mad money, you guys. Like that's crazy. Like fuck a Joe Rogan. Don't nobody give a fuck about Joe Rogan. Come listen to Fairy Tale. Like what? Joe Rogan made like $30 million last year. What? Talking about nothing. Come fucking listen to our shows. We'll figure it out. It's fine. It's fine. All right. Let's talk about what we got coming up. I got like 7 minutes left. Here we go. All right. Hey, John's in the chat. Woohoo! Hi, John. Okay. Let's talk about what we got coming up. This is a small portion of things that are going on in my brain, just to let you know. Okay, 2024. After Vampire Beginnings, Sonarchy is coming. Sonarchy is going to take us some time. It will probably launch in the 4th quarter, not the 3rd. But Sonarchy is coming. It is coming this year 100%. It's 100%. So Sonarchy will probably take us into fourth quarter and then into 2025, which is fine because Sonarchy is going to be a monster. I really, really, really want to get our Dragon Age story out before Veilguard drops. I think interest in Inquisition will die off a little bit then because it'll be all about Veilguard. But right now, I feel like we're in a really nice sweet spot where the Dragon Age community is thirsty again for Dragon Age. So I think it would be awesome to do it. Like Fairy Tale, I have about 80% of her story written. I think I looked. I'm ridiculous with these fans. It's like 74 pages already. It's not done, and it's 74 fucking pages. Kels, help me. Like, what the fuck? But I'm going to try to get her story done before Veilguard drops. I suspect Veilguard's going to drop in like November. So we got time. So I'm going to see what I can do. gonna try to get my ADHD brain in line, and we're gonna see what we can do. So I'm gonna try. Obviously, we've got the short stories and the for the newsletter. We've got 4 exclusive shows coming for our Protectors of the Tales. Protectors of the Tales get the exclusive shows. We've got 4 episodes for you guys coming. There'll be some origin stories for the Please characters, 2 origin stories, and then I haven't decided what the other 2 stories are. So if Keepers of the Tales, if you have ideas about a 1-episode exclusive show you want, holla at your girl, because I got 2 in my brain. The other 2, I'm still deciding. Unsure yet. We'll figure it out. If we don't put some porn out, I feel like somebody's going to come and set the Discord on fire. So we'll see what I can do. I've got 2 dirty as fuck stories in my brain. I do. I've got like a gay one and a daddy as fuck one, and I don't know which one to write first. Unsure, but we'll see. We'll see what we can make happen. If we can't get Tales After Dark, another Tales After Dark show out this year, there will absolutely be more sexy ass porn next year for sure. Next up, I gotta see. Tasha goes on a walk and gets some ice cream. Future of Tales shows. So more vampire shit, obviously. So Vampire Beginnings is the origin story of the very long vampire tale that I want to tell that's going to be like big like Synarchy and big like Legacy, like 21 fucking episodes. So more vampire shit coming. So we're going to do a story about here's why we're going to do the Serial Killer Club story. Because all my voice actors are y'all okay? Because when I put on the roster, like, what do you want to play? Like 98% of y'all want to play a villain. But y'all don't want to just play a villain. Y'all didn't just put villain. Y'all put so many adjectives in that. Y'all were like unhinged villain. You were like, I want to play somebody who like drinks the blood of their enemies from a skull villain. Like, are y'all okay? Are y'all all right? But is y'all okay? So it's in my brain. We're gonna do an audio drama that's literally a bunch of serial killers that have like a support group. It's like a serial killer support group. We're gonna do that. I don't think y'all are okay, Tiani. Voice actors, y'all are not okay. So we're going to do a serial killer support group. We're going to do a female Expendables because it's never, like, I don't understand why there hasn't been, like, with all the badass female action stars, why nobody's put out a movie where they're just doing the shit that the Expendables did or every other 80s action movie. We're going to do one. And thanks to Pixel, I already know what the plot is. And I will tell you that the plot ties into Don't Look. So once again, Tales shows are connected. So there you go. All the Tales shows, they're fucking connected. So we are doing a female Expendables, and it's tied into Don't Look. Being okay is not a requirement, not at all. The Immortals is coming. The Immortals probably won't come till 2026. It is being written as a book. I am co-writing it with a very good and super talented friend of mine, Liz. She's occasionally in the board, but she's busy. She teaches at Notre Dame. She's got a PhD. She's as busy as Pixel's about to be. But we are slowly but surely writing this novel, and when the novel is done, we are turning it into an audio drama, so that's coming. More Star Wars is coming. So if you just are hanging out in Tales because you're like, fuck my lightsabers at Crystal, there will be more Star Wars, but we have other tales to tell first. So you can count on more Legacy episodes Star Wars Day next year, not 2025. What fucking year is it? It's 2025. More Star Wars not Legacy Day, Star Wars Day next year. There will probably not be a holiday special because we'll be deep in Synarchy, giggity. And then I do have kind of an idea for an original Star Wars story. It's percolating. But the next Star Wars story that we tell, we will go back to this universe. It will be original, though. So it'll be out of my brain, me fucking around with some shit. But I need some time. I need some time to sit on that one. I also have a bunch of other story ideas. So don't think that I just didn't want this slide to be 80,000 pages long. Snarky Book 3, I've got two versions of that I could now do something with. I really want to tell a story about witches versus cyborgs. It's exactly what you think it is. Um, there's more. I've got it. There's no shortage of ideas up here. So don't worry. We're going to be telling tales for a very long time. Okay? Great. Good talk. Good talk. Good talk. Yes, Liz is amazing. Liz is absolutely amazing. So that is it. That's it. I'm done with my presentation. It is 8:00. I'm right on time. Booyah. Booyah. You will have time to go and grab a snack. And we are going to roll right into Vampire Beginnings. This after show is just going to be for fans of Vampire Beginnings. So if you want to, after we listen to episode 1 and 2, if you just want to come and hang out and chat and geek out with us and make fun of Regal, let me know, and I'll make sure that you can get into the after show Discord. Otherwise, let's get ready for some Vampire. Thank you all so much for hanging out for this State of the Tales. I hope you are super excited about what we have planned as a network. If you are interested in working with me, I need the help. We are absolutely, come to our team. If you're neurotypical, even better, because I have the ADHD so bad, and I would love to have a neurotypical best friend that will slap me around and tell me what time is. Please. I don't understand time. I don't understand it. It's now or it's nothing, and I don't understand what you people are doing. I really don't. That's it. All right, that's all right, y'all. Go grab a snack. Vampire Beginnings in 5 minutes or so. Here we go. All right, all right, all right, all right. You see how fancy we are? Look at this. Isn't this a cool vampire screen? That's it. It's what we're rocking for the next fucking 7 weeks because we got 7 episodes of Vampire. This is how fancy we are. Fancy. Fancy. All right, y'all. I think I got everything up. Let us begin. Do episode 1. Take a quick breather. LOL. Then we'll jump right into episode 2. Here we go.
Strange. I always thought it strange that humans and vampires existed so close to each other. On not one, but many different planets. Biological necessity, perhaps? Set aside all expectations. Erase what you think you know about the relations between vampires and humans. Things are very different on Nemoria. If I'm to tell this story properly, we will separate the truth from the lies, and you'll just have to decide if I'm a reliable narrator or not. The sunlight, yes, it hurts us if we stand in it directly. I have enjoyed many a day under the shade of trees, on the rare occasion I miss the light. But the night is our goddess, the day our destroyer. We do not burst into dust instantly, but prolonged exposure weakens us, blisters our skin, negates our magic and strength. It happens fast. 10 minutes at most, then we fall into a coma we may never wake from. 30 minutes of prolonged exposure, and we die. Our hearts beat. We are not dead. We are different. We live for thousands of years. The oldest recorded vampire on Nemoria was 27,000. I imagine she was quite tired when she finally closed her eyes for the last time. We know when our death approaches. The tick of time ceases. We say goodbye to our loved ones, find a plot of dirt and bury ourselves in it. Then we cease and return to the planet that has given us so much. I have always seen my reflection. I adore garlic. I have no children because I despise them. Not because I can't have them. If you drive a stake through my heart of any type of material, I will likely die. It doesn't have to be wood. You'll simply have to be fast enough to do so. Some of us can shapeshift, and vampires are born with different abilities. But other abilities can be learned. We are blessed with strength and agility. Though, some of us have been born weak and sickly. It is rare, but it happens. They are well treated, and they are usually the smartest among us. We do not sparkle, and we are not pedophiles. We control this planet, because that is the way of things. We trade with other planetary nations, we explore the galaxy in our interdimensional traveling vessels, and the majority of us avoid the Milky Way galaxy at all costs, because there is no reason to go there. It is a silly backwater place of unevolved fools. And yes, we survive on blood. We can eat other things. My taste buds work just as well as any humans. And we enjoy certain delicacies. But they are usually paired with the blood and cooked flesh of the humans we consume. We eat animals too, though. We find humans to be more fulfilling. And no, here humans cannot become a vampire. You are either born one, or you are not. Our bite will not transform a human into a vampire, though if we share our blood with a human, well, there is a benefit to it. We have heard of stories of other types of vampire that can turn humans, but I have not yet actually seen it done. I suppose you could say humans are our slaves. They work for us. They feed us. And we let them live, breed, and love, if they so choose. Heavily regulated, of course. They are kept well fed and exercised, and, well, a healthy human is quite delicious. And yes, we play with our food. At least, That's how it was in the beginning, when humans had nothing to offer us but their flesh and their blood. It was because of Rhaegal that things changed. Rhaegal. That arrogant, mouthy little shit of a man. And a threat unlike any we'd ever seen. It changed because sometimes you can play with your food so much that you don't want it to be food anymore. You want it to be something more.
Look alive. Your new mistress approaches.
Enough, Uso. The clan of Sora has fallen. They waged war and they lost. All that was once theirs now belongs to me. That includes all of you.
Set us free!
The first words that asshole ever spoke to me. A demand. Him. Making a demand on me. I'd conquered so many vampire clans over centuries, I'd forgotten their names. I'd fought in 3 different wars, one to protect this planet, 2 others elsewhere because after 2,000 years, what else was there to do? And here he was. This squishy, dirty, mouthy little shit, demanding freedom.
Shut your mouth, you little...
Wait, Uso. You think you deserve freedom, human?
Yes. We'll never become more than your dinner if you don't let us free. Let us free to try.
I'm sorry. I just... try to be what?
Your equals. Something more.
Our equals. Blessed moons. And for what purpose would you want this?
Don't you want it? Aren't you tired of spoils so basic?
I'd never call you basic. What was your name?
Rhaegal.
It is unlikely a human could ever drive a stake through my heart. Or any other type of weapon, because we vampires can, in short, rapid burst move faster than they can see. I did so now. When I reappeared in front of him, I kicked out his knee because I disliked the fact that he was slightly taller than I. When he was rightfully kneeling before me, I wrapped my hand around his throat, reminded him of my strength, and let him fight for air. You are not basic, Rhaegal. You are delicious. And you, and all the rest of you, will feed me. You will serve me as the others do, and in exchange, you will not get freedom. But you will have a wonderful life. Until I take that from you, because that is my right as a vampire. Speak less, Rhaegal. Women don't like it when men are so mouthy. And smile more, would you? Be happy that unlike Clan Sora, when I conquer a house I do not murder the spoils of war for fear of betrayal. I do not have that fear, because you will obey. You will all obey. There is no other choice. Uso, put them in the transport. Boise awaits their arrival for processing.
As you command, my lady. Move, now.
I stepped back, watching as Uso and several other of the members of my clan rounded up the humans into the transport. There were 50 of them. A small human colony, but House Sora was shit at taking care of their food. After a moment, I realized the mouthy human was still kneeling in front of me. I looked down at him, quirking a brow. His head was lowered, but I can see the tension in his shoulders. His hands clenched into fists. Should I have Uso carry you to the transport, slave?
If I may rise, mistress, I will walk on my own accord.
He wanted to fight me. Mind reading was not a gift I had, but I didn't need it to know his thoughts. He would need to be broken down, placated. Human attempts at rebellions were a worthless waste of resources and food. You may not walk, but you may crawl. His head raised so quickly, I almost laughed. Dirty, black, shaggy hair fell over his forehead. Lines of silver in his hair, more in his unkempt beard. His dark gray eyes were furious. He wasn't a young human. He'd been a slave his whole life. So I found it interesting that he looked at me in such surprise that I treated him as he was. I wondered if they were other humans like him in this little colony. I made a mental note to mention it to Boise, my human coordinator. Do it, or I will compel you to do it.
You will not find my mind so easy to
Do it! He began to tremble. Pain contorted his face, because he resisted. It took mere seconds, however, before the little shit was on all fours, crawling over to the transport.
Come on, doggy. That's it. That's a good lad. That's right. Get your ass in that transport, you fucking idiot. Better drain that one first, my lady. Ain't got no room for troublemakers in our peaceful little utopia of delicacies.
I may. I'll meet you back home.
Yes, ma'am.
I had duties still to attend here, after the conquering of a clan.
Alexa, what are you doing up?
I do what I want, human.
You're writing your book?
Maybe.
Are you lying about me?
I am telling the entire world that you are the arrogant little shit you are.
Come back to bed. All right, I'll say it. Please?
Fine. I'll finish it in the morning.
See? Isn't that better?
It's adequate.
Do I get to write a chapter?
No, you lie.
And you don't?
No, I don't.
Come on, one chapter. If you started where I think you did, they should know what I really thought about you.
And what did you really think of me?
Oh, I hated you. You should let me do it.
Oh, by the light of the moons. Fine. One chapter. One.
Yes. I'll start by describing how voluptuous your vampiric breasts are. And your fangs.
Stop talking. Immediately.
Compel me, mistress.
I can do better.
Oh, Alexa.
I think we need mouthy little shit on a t-shirt because you are correct. Listen. Listen. We'll get into it in the after show as well. But also, we coming up to the episode. I cannot wait for y'all to hear the rest of this because all I'm gonna say is Tiani's character and Regal's character have scenes together, and I cannot wait for you to hear these. Anyway, all right, episode 2. Here we go.
Shush now. You've got nothing to worry about. Everybody knows Clan Vera's is one of the best in the nation.
He's got everything to worry about. She's going to eat him one day.
You shut the hell up! I'm done with you, Regel, you mouthy fool! We've taken more lashes for you than any other.
I'm never the one holding the whip, yet you still blame me.
Because you want to change what can't be changed. This boy can live a life, a full life, a good life. Not every human ends up food. And if we do, then we do. That's the way of it. And it always will be.
I heard Mistress Alexa's humans are the most well-fed and well-dressed.
It's true. I've seen them in passing. She sent human messengers to Clan Sora once. Not automatons, but messengers. They got to ride in their high-powered land vehicles and everything.
Stay at the bottom long enough and people will take any scrap that becomes available. As much as their conversation pissed me off, they were right about Alexa. Her clan was well managed. Her humans treated as fairly as they could be, I suppose. At least, that's what everyone said. We'd never left Clan Sora's land, so we didn't actually know. She could be worse than where we'd come from. It wouldn't surprise me. And damn the small minds of my kin. Damn them for not believing me when I told them what I'd seen, what I knew to be true. Vampires would always need humans, but one day humans could be strong enough they didn't need vampires. I didn't want a war. I wanted peace. I want coexistence and mutual respect. I love this planet and our status in the galaxy. I didn't want to leave, and I didn't want to die in a senseless war either. But I wouldn't be a slave forever. And I wasn't going to die weak and helpless under the fangs of some fucking bloodsucker. Not even the great Alexa. I stepped out of the transport and was annoyed at the gasp that almost left me. On first glance, this colony was... oh, fuck her. It was beautiful. Vampire cities on Nemoria were an eye-catching blend of technology and nature. Hanging gardens, glowing moonflowers decorating high-tech steel lush parks. Buildings of gleaming steel and glass, elegant manors and castles of stone decorated by night roses kissing the surfaces. Everything vampires built was beautiful. Human colonies usually weren't. They were okay, some of them were downright slums. But this one? Just fuck her. Fuck Alexa. The roads were paved, the streets were clean, and not from the labor of the humans, but the automatons zipping about. There were fruit trees, and my stomach growled at the sight of them. Even under the light of the 2 moons, the humans here looked... by Lucifer, they looked happy walking around. There was even a fucking cafe. Did I smell... was that coffee?
All right, everyone settle down now. Eyes front, I need your attention. Thank you. My name is Boise. I am your coordinator. I want to welcome you to Clan Virez. I know what terrible conditions you lived in under at Clan Sora. Rejoice now, because you will experience the most freedom a human is given on Nemoria. All your needs will be met. Food, housing, clothing, entertainment, health. Under the light of day, do as you please. Or don't. Live your lives to the fullest, for they belong to Alexa, and may you be so blessed that one night calls upon you to repay the debt you owe her.
All hail Mistress Alexa!
Okay. Be patient while we get you all through processing. You'll be given a tablet. It is yours to keep. You'll find many things on it along with the rules of the colony. If you cannot read or you're not tech-savvy, one of the automatons will be dispatched to your home to assist you. Please make your way through there.
After the hellish conditions of Clan Saurus, even I had to admit this almost felt like freedom. The registration process was surprisingly fast. No one was rude, aside from Usa, but fuck him. I was escorted by an automaton down a pristine street that smelled of lilacs. It stopped in front of a door and handed me a keycard. When I inserted it, I was inside a modestly furnished room. It was spacious. More space than I'd ever seen in my entire life. Where are my roommates?
I'm sorry, I do not understand.
Who else is going to be living here with me?
This is your home, Mr. Regal.
Just Regal, please.
As you wish.
Hang on. This whole space is mine.
Yes. So long as you obey the rules in accordance with the
I
policy.
tuned out the bot and looked around. The bed wasn't a cot. I touched it. Mattress. Soft. There were sheets, blankets, 4 fucking pillows. Is that a bathtub? It's huge. That's mine?
Yes.
There's a shower. A separate shower. How long do I have in the shower?
As long as you want, sir. Our water system is extremely robust and of the highest quality.
You're telling me I can take a shower for as long as I want?
Yes. When you are ready, sir, I will take you to the department store, where you can select new clothing.
Buddy, can we do that tomorrow? Because all I want to do right now is get in that shower and forget the world exists.
As you wish. Good evening, sir.
Night. Holy sun goddess, it's hot! Hot fucking water! What the? I'm coming. I'm coming.
We ring twice. The next time we wait longer than that, we break the door down, and we don't replace it. Do you understand?
If you don't want us to sleep so heavy, don't make the bed so fucking comfortable.
Be careful, Regal. There's a side to this place that isn't so pretty. You don't want to be there.
Yes, ma'am. What do I owe the pleasure?
Was your automaton broken?
No, why?
Do you not like clothes?
Not when I'm sleeping.
Get dressed. You are blessed, human. Tonight the mistress requests your presence.
My heart raced. Both fear and because... Never mind. Fear. Just fear. And I hated my fear. I hated the power these vampires had over my life. My face must have given it away because Boise started laughing.
Yeah. All that bravery usually goes away when this part comes. I don't know if you're going to die tonight, Regal, but I do know it's better that she feeds on you. Me? I don't care if it hurts. So hurry up.
I didn't have a choice. I threw back on the dirty pieces of shit clothing I'd been wearing before. Boise rolled her eyes at me. I followed her into her fancy land vehicle, and we flew towards Alexa's manor. Except, it didn't look like a sprawling, gigantic mansions most vampires had. This was a house, maybe 2 stories, couldn't tell. I mean, it was nice, don't get me wrong, but it wasn't grandiose. I expected the conqueror of clans to live in a castle. Boise dropped me off at the front door.
Have a good night, Regal.
I ignored her and looked at the perfectly normal door. I squared my shoulders, took a deep breath, and knocked.
Aren't you cute? Even if you don't have any fashion sense.
Sorry, the shower was too good to get out of.
Oh, you're new. How cute. I'm Isbay. My pronouns are they, them. And you must be Regal.
Yes. Did she talk about me?
She handed me a tablet with your name and picture on it. Come on in, honey.
Thanks. I'm he, him.
Cool. This way.
Fuck me. Alexa must be some kind of hedonist. We'd heard about those types of vampires, the ones who like to mate with their humans. This was a little more than that. The room smelled like... I wasn't sure, but it smelled good. There were maybe 10 people, 3 vampires, the rest human, and they were all doing... things. The sight of it turned me on, and that pissed me off. It wasn't enough that these fucking vampires made us their food. Alexa wanted us to be their whores as well. She had another thing coming if she thought I was going to degrade myself like that, just because of a comfy bed and a hot shower.
Consent's a thing, you know.
Excuse me?
You look mad all of a sudden.
You're not? You're okay with this?
People having a good time?
Is it? Or maybe we just don't have any other choice because we're slaves.
Now, honey, calm down. I know you come from a backwater human tribe, but it's a little bit different here.
Yeah, I bet.
Hey, we all know we're gonna get fed on one day. You might as well have a little bit of fun before then. And our crew up here? They all wanted to be here. Trust me, plenty have said no or just left when they were done. There's no repercussions.
Oh, so this is where she draws the line? Gives us a choice? So nice of her.
You've got a whole lot of trauma you need to work out, huh? They're vampires, honey. What are they gonna do, not eat?
Just, why am I here?
Wearing what you're wearing with that attitude? That is a good damn question. This way. Alexa, baby. Regal, aka Mr. Attitude, is here.
I hated Alexa. I hated her so intensely in that moment, because never, not once in my 36 years, had a vampire feeding on a human ever looked anything but barbaric to me. But this didn't look like death. This looked like... Oh, fuck her. Alexa, conqueror of clans, one of the oldest vampires on this planet, was kneeling between a woman's legs. I'm guessing it was a woman. I didn't ask her pronouns just then. I watched Alexa lift the woman's leg over her shoulder. The woman's breath was hard, not in fear, and she moaned when Alexa ran her tongue along the inside of the woman's thigh. She moaned louder when Alexa bit her. Now, they were both moaning, and I hated them, and I hated her, and I hated how tight these pants were, and why didn't I let that automaton take me to the store?
You just wait here. I'm sure she'll be with you in a minute. Have fun.
She still hadn't acknowledged I was there. The woman was still quietly moaning, and I think Alexa was too, though much quieter. Finally, Alexa stopped feeding, and I watched her tongue glide over the woman's skin again, catching the small droplets of blood, nuzzling the wound she made, a wound that began to slowly close until there was no evidence of it. Fuck, how? Clan Sora had taken a cruel kind of pride in marking us when they fed on us. There was not a human from that colony that didn't carry the scar of their fangs.
You are delicious.
Thank you, mistress. May I please you further?
Not tonight. I have a meeting. You may go now, with my thanks.
Of course, mistress. May I kiss you?
Kisses are for lovers. We are much more than that. Good night.
I stepped aside, staring at the woman as she passed. Perhaps she was compelled, but her eyes showed no evidence of it. In fact, she winked at me and smiled as she left.
You've never seen it done like that, have you?
Whether you feed on us gently or harshly, it's still the same.
Do you want us to stop feeding on you?
No. I don't want vampires to die. I should, after the way I've been treated, the way my family was treated, but I don't. I want us to be more than your food. I want us to be your equals.
Equals.
She finally rose. Vampires were as varied as humans in shape, size, and how they looked. Alexa was built like a warrior, tall, thick, muscled. She had flawless, gleaming dark skin. Many vampires on Nemoria were dark-skinned. Moonbathing was a popular pastime. The way the light of the sun affected the skin of humans, it was the light of the moons that could do so for a vampire. Her curly black hair was shoulder-length and carried small streaks of white. Most vampires had a strong, near-instant healing ability. Not all, but most. Everyone said Alexa possessed the same healing ability, and after seeing what she'd done to that woman, I was inclined to agree. But Alexa had a faint scar on her cheek. It was rumored she'd gotten it from a sword of an archangel from planet Heaven. Maybe that was something that couldn't be healed. Or maybe she just wanted to keep it. Who knew?
You and I got off on the wrong foot.
As I recall, I wasn't allowed to stand on my feet.
You will not be allowed to speak to me so disrespectfully, especially not in front of your peers and my soldiers.
I didn't mean to disrespect you.
I don't think that's true. I think you're a man who will cross many lines just to see if he can.
Do you blame me?
No. Uso thinks I should drain you dry. put a stop to you right now before you put your silly notions of freedom and equality in the heads of the others.
I'm flattered he thinks I'm so dangerous.
Flattered is not the emotion you should be. I am aware conditions at Clan Sora were brutal, cruel. As you can see here, I do not abuse humans. There's no reason for it. All I ask for is acceptance, and occasionally obedience. You will get much in return, as you well saw.
You think an orgy is going to make me feel better?
With how far that stick is up your ass, it certainly can't hurt. How long has it been for you? It doesn't have to be with a vampire, since you hate us so much. I'm sure one of my ladies, men or theys, would find you acceptable.
I'll pass, thanks. The stick up my ass is doing it for me.
Do you want me, Rachel?
I'm sorry?
I said, do you want me?
She was in front of me now. I could smell her hair. It wasn't perfume, it was lavender, maybe? Soap. She didn't touch me, but I was acutely aware of how close she was. Why didn't you kiss her?
Because a kiss is one of the most intimate connections. And I don't kiss those I don't love. You didn't answer my question.
What?
Do you want me?
No. No. I hate you.
I don't like you either. I'm glad we got that out of the way.
She took a step back, and I found myself licking my lips involuntarily. She kept walking backwards, and as she moved, I watched her hands move to the front of her robe. She opened it, teasing me with what was underneath, but she didn't take it off. Instead, she sat down on the edge of the bed, crossing her legs, placing her hands on either side of her, and locked her stupid, beautiful eyes on mine.
You may come and hate me, if you like.
I'm not going to turn into one of your mindless puppies just because you let me fuck you.
Moon forbid.
I'm not going to like you either, or the fact that you won't even listen to what I want for humans.
I know, Rachel. Fucking you isn't going to make me like you either.
I hate you, Alexa.
You're not interesting enough for me to hate yet.
Bitch. I was getting closer. I didn't even realize that I'd crossed the room. I didn't know what I'd lost myself to. This woman, and how much I hated her until I realized I could taste her skin under my lips. Her neck, my lips were against her neck.
Being worth my time, Rachel.
I drew back abruptly. With a lot of willpower. This isn't how I do this.
Oh? How do you do this?
Do you want me?
I summoned you, didn't I?
To manipulate me. To find out if I'm going to be a problem for you. And I am. I am, Alexa. I'm never going to stop wanting humans to be more. To be free.
You don't want freedom, Rachel.
Excuse me?
You want power.
It's the same thing.
You would believe that. Let me show you the difference. Command me, here, now. In this bedroom, where there was just the two of us. I'll give you the control you so desperately want. Command me.
I'm not going to command you to fuck me, Alexa. But sure, I'll play your game. Free my people.
All the humans I have here? Or just the ones that arrived with you?
All of us.
Done. I'll free them. And my kin will starve. But well before that, my enemies and even my allies will hunt you down. They'll find you. You'll be branded with the tracker, nasty device. Even if you managed to get to the spaceport, there is not a ship you could command because none would respond to you. Because we program them that way.
You don't know everything.
You think you're the first human that wants to be free? That's tried to start a revolution? There are history books you have not read. There are centuries you have not lived. It always ends up one way. You lose.
That's entirely my point. It's why you've got to... Fine. You don't want to let everyone go. Don't. Let me go.
Do you think you can escape your fate if I do? You think a human can just wander the vampire cities?
I'm not going to the cities.
You think your soft human body can survive the wilderness? You, who've never hunted a day in your life.
You said to command you. I commanded you. Let me go. Or are you a liar too? Her eyes flashed. I'd seen the look before. Her anger. It felt controlled, though. I might be a mouthy, arrogant fool, but I truly did not want to see her anger uncontrolled. But I still had to try this. Had to push. She shot up. Her open robe hanging entirely too well around her, making me remember what her neck felt like under my lips. It made me want to reach out and command her in the way she wanted me to. No. No. I had to hold firm. Right? Right. Firm. A different firm. Not how firm her arms would be around me. Or would they be soft? All that muscle and... Shut up, Rachel. Focus.
You're an idiot, Rachel, and you will die alone. What sense is there in that? I know your previous masters were cruel. I know you've lived a lifetime of it. I am none of those things. Let me show you. Stay here. Live your life in comfort. Fall in love. Have children. Take the freedom I offer.
Her impassioned speech made me realize how good a commander she probably was. I would have followed her into battle. But not as I was. Not as weak as I was. Not with a lifetime so limited. She deserved better. And so did I. I came closer, drawing in her scent. I raised my hands and framed her face between them, staring into her eyes. She couldn't fathom my request because she only saw what she knew. I could not speak to her history, but she looked as if she'd seen one too many senseless deaths, and it was clear she thought I was walking into mine. But I had a plan. A stupid one, but a plan nonetheless. I do want you, Alexa, and I hate that. I've never wanted a vampire, but I want you. Just not like this. Not as I am. I need to be more. I will stand as your equal, or I will die trying.
Setting you free won't grant you what you seek. What you seek is impossible.
Let me try. Please. I felt her fingers close around my wrists. Hands of a warrior. I let my mind wander, thinking of how those hands would feel on me, gripping my back, touching me like I wanted to touch her.
Fine.
Just as my mental fantasy was getting so carried away, I was thinking maybe I should take her up on that offer, just in case I did die. She shoved me away from her, giving me her back, belting her robe closed. She picked up her tablet.
Boise.
Ma'am?
I'm giving Rhaegal his freedom. Tell no one. Pick him up and drop him off outside the city limits.
Are you sure?
Boise.
Yes, ma'am. On my way.
Wait, you're going to do it? You're letting me go? Boise isn't going to kill me, is she?
I am many things, but I'm not a liar. Get out. What happens to you after this is no longer my concern, for you are not under my protection.
Alexa. Mistress, thank you.
Get out. I think that's quite enough of your side of things.
Hey now, I was just to write about how you were concerned for me.
More like relieved the annoying one was gone.
You were worried, admit it.
You didn't want to leave. Admit it.
You did look good in that robe.
Other men jumped at the chance to get that robe off.
Other men don't get you all to themselves.
Maybe they should.
How dare. You're mine now.
I suppose. After what a colossal pain in the ass you were to save, it's only right I should have claimed you forever.
We are in agreement. Come here and kiss me.
As you wrote, I don't kiss those I don't love.
You love me, Alexa? I am helplessly in love with you. Kiss me.
Fine.
A colossal pain in the ass to save. Colossal. Huge. Huge. So large. I mean, when it happens, it's slower. All right, I will be in the Discord. Let's do this. Let's have ourselves a little discussion about Mr. Regal and Alexa and this amazing universe. Our screens are so fancy. So fancy. All right, everything working? Oh my God, everything is working. In the ass and pancreas. I know, right, Kels? That's so real. That's so real. All right, you want to come talk about Vampire Beginnings with us? Jump in this after show. Let's go. Listen, I can't wait for y'all to listen to episode 3. Just because Alexa and Boise have the most amazing BFF conversation on the planet, and it's like one of many. Like, seriously. Yeah. Get the wine, babe. Get the wine. I've had some already. I've been sipping on wine this whole time. It's adult beverage time. We need to discuss. Let's talk about. Oh, let's talk about it. So many moments that Regal's brain was buffering. So many moments that his poor brain was buffering. I feel like I could have. Remember in Fairy Tale where Colin is seeing Carciem for the first time, and then there's that record scratch. Like that was Regal when he walked into this house and saw everybody having a good time and was like, how dare these people enjoy themselves? What the fuck is that? Love it. Thank you, Snurds. Love your face. Back on Tuesday for episode 3 of Vampire. Hey, everybody. Snurds has a podcast. Snurds, shout out your podcast real quick. Shout it out, please, sir. Tell everybody about your amazing podcast. Lord Snurds is a friend of the show. And also, I think he hangs out with Delvin as well on the PVSG channel. So Snurds is a cool dude. Guys, go check out everything he's got going on. Hate voicemails, please, and thanks. Alex really wants me to have freaking Isaac just leave him a voicemail where he's just like, I hate you. I got you, Alex. I got you, bro. Don't you worry. Hey, Kels. Hey, Tara. Hey, Pixel. What's up, y'all? All right, where y'all want to start? Who's got... Kels, I know you got stuff to say. You've been
I need to hear Kel's rip Regal apart like so much.
Yeah, and that's what I'm here for.
I know, right? We're all just. I think when I first showed Pixel the script, I think her eyes fell out her head with how hard she wrote, with like how hard she rolled them, and then she looked at me and was like, "Where the fuck did Regal come from?" And I don't know. I don't know what to tell y'all. I don't know where Regal came from. Have a great sleep, Tiani. Tiani plays Boise. Tiani is amazing. I cannot wait for you guys to hear more of Tiani in Vampire Beginnings, because Tiani is best BFF. Please go and have the most wonderful sleep, Tiani. Please don't dream of candy corn.
Dream of all the candy corn.
Babe, thoughts on Vampire. Go. I think Kels is getting set up.
my main thought is the man doth protest too much.
Isn't it a nice role reversal though?
You got this gorgeous fucking vampire that's just inviting you over, and you're just like, no, you're equal.
Man, look.
Hey, Kels, tell us. Go ahead, Kels.
Like,
please, let's hear it.
Stan being like scared or apprehensive, and you show up and you're just like, are you sure? Are they gonna butter me up and like I said, kill me, eat me later? But I mean, he's just like aggravated at how nice everything is. Talk about some backwater human kind. Like, sir, they basically called you trailer trash. Be happy that you now have your own apartment and hot water. And oh my God, they have coffee. just so much. He's just too much. Too much.
He's so mad. He's like, what is this? A golden chalice for me to drink? The best wine out of? No, get it off my face. Like that's him the whole time. Like, dude, you got 4 pillows.
A real mattress and 4 pillows. I can use as much hot water as I want. I don't have time to go on a shopping spree and get me some new clothes. How dare you? He's so mad at everything.
Y'all, it takes him so long for him to get these clothes, by the way. Like, I'm not like little spoiler alert, she lets him go, but he does not stop at the department store to get like better clothes.
So
you know how when you play
little set and go.
Right? You know how you play survival games and
still wearing your slave attire.
Yes, he's like running around in like fiber. Still, like he didn't.
We went got you a nice hoodie, a backpack to put your stuff in, some good tennis shoes or whatever the equivalent is. Like, gear up, bro.
He does none of that. He does. No.
Now, you said that there is a bigger vampire story, but this is kind of a prequel series to that. How did you come up with this as a prequel, and what is it setting up?
Ooh, that's a really fun question.
If you can.
Yeah. I gotta okay, hang on. Okay, so I don't know how I came up with this, to be honest. I really don't. Like, I really, really don't. The idea was that I wanted it to start, like, the history of this planet is like how you see it. Like, vampires are in charge and humans are, like us. They're just squishy. They got 10 HP. Vampires got 100. Like, it's rough out here for humans. And the humans in the vampire tale that we will tell next year are like Captain America level strength. So I wanted to tell the tale of how we get from humans being squishy to pretty much being on equal footing with the vampires. Because I can talk about the other story. So with the other story, because it's really fun, it is this race of beings. I had this thought of what could take on a vampire, right? And I didn't want to go the traditional route. Like, when you think vampire beef, you think like werewolves, you think other kind of like mythological creatures. I was literally sitting here thinking, all right, if you have to fight a vampire, like, what's actually like scary? So I think me and Pixel came up with this idea of this race of beings that are energy vampires, in a sense, in that they don't even have to touch you to slowly drain your life. And not only can they do that, but once they land on a planet, they can kind of shift into what that planet is, so they kind of become the ultimate hunters. So, like, for example, if they're flying around space and they find a water planet and like, oh, this sounds good, let's go drain all the biological life on this planet, they'll hang out for like a day, and by day 2, they got fins. They have adapted to this planet, so now they can hunt. And they are complete like assholes. They're almost like the monsters in like Don't Look. Like they just go around and they decimate planets because that's what they do, and they don't give a shit. And that's literally, and they think the way that vampires feed off people is like barbaric. They're like, ooh, you all nasty. Like, I don't touch people. I just stand here and watch you die. Like, so it's gonna be real rough. It's gonna be it's gonna be real rough.
Like, you put on your mouth on them slaves?
Right,
That's dirt.
right. That's pretty much how this other race of beings is. So a little bit of a spoiler, because at the end of Vampire, it kind of bumps right into where we're gonna start with the original Vampire Tale. And when we start the original Vampire Tale, Nemoria's in some shit. Like they are in some shit, because when this particular race rolls up, how they announce their arrival is they will rain down the blood and bone of the previous civilization that they have captured. So
my God.
Right. So you'll walk out your house and all of a sudden it's raining blood and skulls. That's how they announce that they are here. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. So it was like it became imperative that we tell a tale of how humans can help out vampires in this situation, because vampires are only good at night. That's a whole block of the day that they can't fight. They can't defend their planet. So we've got to get humans from fucking weak ass Rhaegal to something that could actually challenge a race like this. And vampires and humans have got to learn how to get along. So that'll be like more, but I like this idea of Rhaegal and Alexa being the two that'll kind of help catapult that change. And Alexa's already trying to change things on Nemoria in her way, and now here comes Rhaegal, because with his whole 38 years of life, he know what he needs to do. Obviously, he knows how to change everything. Right. So they both have something to learn from each other throughout these 7 episodes, and then we back up into a really big problem. And Adam will get to play one of the main characters on the dark side, and he's very excited about that.
Ooh.
He's very excited about stepping into his villain era. So
That's really awesome.
Yeah. I'm excited about the story, but I love Alexa and Rhaegal's bullshit.
Oh, yeah, it's hilarious. You should. I don't know if I've known anyone to be that mad at everything. I don't know if I know anyone like that.
Right.
So
Right.
listening to the
walk
story,
into this
yeah,
and
like
see that and just
listening
be
to the
defaulted
story is interesting.
It is, from his point of view, like he is legit angry.
Yeah. And then Alexa is like, "You don't want me? Like, what the fuck is wrong with you?"
Psycho.
Dude, when I wrote that scene, and I don't know if you do this too, Kels, you just let characters like do what they're gonna do, and I'm sitting there writing, and I'm like, bro, what is wrong with you? Because I thought we was gonna have a sex scene, and Rhaegal's like, no, I must be her equal, or I'm not doing it. I'm like, the fuck you mean you're not doing it?
And then he refused to go get clothes, so he clean in his dirty clothes, and he about to shred out of his own pants.
Right.
Like, just calm down.
Right. Extra. So extra.
What's something that really excited you about writing this prequel?
Once the characters took shape, I am both like hilarious, but in a good way, like embarrassed by it, but also it's like one of my favorite stories. Like I really love it because like at heart, like I love this dumb romantic story shit. And that's literally like, this is literally a story of two people who find each other to be really fucking annoying at first. And then they're going to fall in love. And I mean, come on. This is like some straight up like romance novel, Bridgerton nonsense. And I'm here for it. Like, I just fucking love it. Like, I'm just like, like, it's so fun. And Maganda and Isaac are just so good in this. And Tiani just compliments them so well. And Caroline plays Isbay, who you heard, who was making fun of Rhaegal, called him the hillbilly. They have a really great role to play in this. So there's some really good moments that come up. Melissa, our Makithia is in this. She plays
Yeah.
Alexa's mom, who's a bitch. And her, like, Melissa and Maganda have a scene together. It's so good. It is so freaking good. Like, I cannot wait for you to meet Valoria. That's Alexa's mom. Yo, I cannot wait for y'all to meet Valoria. Cannot wait. But yeah, it's a really fun. It's just a fun story.
They recorded together, right? Because I remember you mentioning that to me. I was like, oh man, I would love to hear them together.
It's so good. Because because Maganda has such like that commanding voice, it's adorable that she's like this super short, like poor anxiety ridden person in real life, and then you hear Maganda speak and you just think that she's like 8 feet tall. Because she's just got that kind of voice, right? And so I needed somebody who could go against her, and Melissa is perfect, just perfect.
Yeah.
Their scenes are they're great. And yeah, they actually got to read off each other, which was chef's kiss. As always, Kels has a scene with Rhaegal, which is great. They have her character and Rhaegal's character get to have a conversation in later episodes, which is amazing.
Kels.
Yeah.
What was it like getting the opportunity to speak to someone that was so disgusted with everything? I mean, I don't know what happens that far into the story. So I don't know if he's still the same, like turning his nose up at it, everything. But what was it like?
From what I can remember lines wise, it wasn't as bad, but like he's still apprehensive, and like I'm like, oh goodness, I'm gonna get this, scene. I'm gonna be yelling at him because he still hates it here, and yada yada yada. And obviously some other stuff happened because then at the end of this episode, he wants to leave, and she told him that he can go. So something obviously happens where either this is before he leaves or he leaves and comes back, but after this second episode where he sees that clearly she does kind of care about humans enough to, like, she was saying, like, I clothe you, I feed you, you basically have a life, and one day you just might have to be like the last meal and you just pass on at some point. But to escape these walls to where the other like to go back to the clan, like where you were, like, dude, stop complaining. And so it's a little bit of that where clearly my character's been here for a while, and it's kind of like, see, I told you so. It's like not that bad. We just give up a little bit of blood every now and then, and we're cool. So I don't know why you were whining so much. But I mean, obviously, as part of the spoiler is, they're both telling the story and they go back, so that obviously they eventually get together. And so there's a little bit of that in there where obviously she's noticed his attitude toward her change a bit and kind of starts asking him some questions. Like, I thought you hated her. There's not so much venom in your voice anymore there, Rhaegal.
Well,
What's
I
going
don't
on
hate
with
her
you?
that much.
Did y'all like that? Did y'all like those little flashbacks that let you know that you're
I
you're
did.
telling you're
Yeah.
I was like, this dude's an asshole. Oh my god, wait, no.
Yeah, that
You're
was
telling me that it actually worked? It's gonna be a thing? So yeah, I enjoy little flashback and flash forward stuff like that too.
Yeah. And so I noticed with this show, it is drastically different. At least to me, it seems, well, not drastically, but it's much different as far as sound wise. There was a lot of room for the dialogue to shine through where there was no background music or anything at all. So, what was that like? How did you two feel like not having to do so much heavy, pew pew sounds?
I'll let you go first, babe. Go ahead.
I was mainly thinking because there were I am unmuted, right?
Yeah, you are. I can hear you.
Yes.
Okay, good. I was making sure because I was muted for a little bit. But I remember listening to we had the dialogue just all laid out on the track. And I remember there were scenes where I'm like, I could add maybe some ambiance over here, maybe some additional work over here. But I felt like in those moments, their voices were enough for the heavy lifting. And I really just wanted to showcase them the most. And I feel like it gives it more of a not a somber vibe for the story. It's more like I don't know. I don't know what adjective I'm trying to find, babe, but do you kind of know what I'm looking for?
Kind of, but I also don't. I don't know how to. I think so.
Like it's not somber, like not sad,
Yeah.
but like more melancholic, just very vampy.
It's very. I think it allows you to just focus on them. Like I noticed it,
Mhm.
but I have a problem with ambiance sometimes, and I think that's one of kind of my challenges with this because I know that technically things aren't ever like quiet. Like I'm sitting in my room right now and I can hear my fan and I can hear my computer. But if I were to lay the track of this room down, it would sound like white noise. Like you know what I'm saying? And I don't you don't
Mhm.
always like need that because to me that distracts the shit out of me. So if I just lay down a track that's just like random ambiance, I don't think every scene needs it. I know we're in audio dramas, but like it's if two characters are talking outside, and I think we did this in Don't Look too when Eve was where Eden was talking to Maya. You heard the sounds of the city, and then they slowly faded out to conversation. I prefer that because first we're setting up the scene, we're letting you know kind of where you are. There doesn't need to be narration, like you can hear it. But I don't think it always has to be there. I think sometimes you can
Mhm.
just let the dialogue carry the scene. Like I think it really depends because like in Fairy Tale, I think we had a lot of forest ambiance that we let play, but that was
Yeah.
different. I feel like it's not so intrusive. You know, it's different. It's not.
Yeah.
It's not like a city ambiance where there's cars and there's honking and that sort of thing. But with Fairy Tale, it made sense to let sometimes when Colin and I were talking to just let the sound of the forest stay. Because we were about to. Colin was about to get snatched up, or
And sometimes moments like that help to forward the mood, like when they're having that deep discussion outside and the river is running, it
Mhm.
helps forward that almost romantic
right,
mood instead
right.
of a soundtrack, and then the soundtrack comes in and the river fades out.
Exactly. I think for us, I want to make sure that whatever sound that we're using is a benefit to the scene. It's not just there because we're afraid of silence. Because I think
Mhm.
our voice actors are good enough that you can just focus on them and what's happening, and you don't necessarily always need the noise.
Yeah. Yeah. I love that. And even when I do my own little mini projects and things, I'll do that as well. Um, and films do it. I think I think one thing that some people tend to do with their like specifically audio dramas, I think they get scared of
Mm-hmm.
of not having things. They just want to. It's like how some people they'll have a bag and the bag is a really big bag but they're only going to the store or something and they just put everything in the bags. You don't need everything. You don't need to fill it up.
Right,
just
right, right,
just
right.
let it be. And I do think it's very important to I think it's very important to allow the story to breathe and to, like you mentioned, to allow the actors to just shine. And then also it's just reminiscent of real life. Now there are some people, depending on where they live or how they live, they might have a lot of noise going on in the background, but there are some where, occasionally you might hear some cars going up and down the street, and then it's just quiet,
Right.
where it's just pure quiet, and that's a lived experience. So, um, I love that. And also, uh, to your point, Hannah, about I know what you're saying about like the mood of the story. I agree because tonally it feels different. Like tonally, it does not feel like Don't Look at all. Tonally, it does not feel like Fairy Tale. And of course, it definitely doesn't feel like Legacy. 'Cause that's a whole other thing. I think I'm trying to think. I haven't listened to Please in a little while. I have to re-listen. I have to re-listen. But I think story-wise, tonally, there are a lot of similarities between Please and this story. Um, just I think more so because of how I see the setting of where they're at in my head, like the actual like the actual physical setting where they're at. I think that's why I feel like they're similar in some ways. But I have to listen as far as the like the sound design and stuff. But yeah, it's definitely different. And I think that's testament to to just your skill as a writer, and then also both of you putting dialogue together and thinking through the sound effects and the score and things like that.
Scoring is hard. Scoring is
Yeah.
so
Yes, it is.
yeah, no, scoring is like
Very hard.
yeah, it is. It's really, really difficult. I think that's one of the things we always find challenging about this is like, oh shit, now what music are we gonna put down? And like when do we put it down and like stuff like that. Like, it's always like that's, a lot of the narration I think, it's good to have that there, a little beat, drop a little beat in the background or that ambiance sometimes, especially like Rhaegar had a pretty long narration when he was describing what he was seeing in Alexis Clan and then being fucking big mad about it. But yeah, no, I think scoring is hard, man. I props to everybody who does that because it's really difficult to find a track that just matches what the kind of the feeling what you're trying to get through with a scene.
Yeah. Yeah, it is. It definitely is. But um but I think while it's hard to find music, readily that really fits your vision and just what's right for the story in general. Um, I I think because you have that in mind, because there are people that just slap shit on shit. It's like those don't match. They don't go together. But because you're aware of that and you are using the music in some cases the score will actually act as like a character in and of itself within the story to help move the story forward. And while that doesn't necessarily happen all the time, just your awareness um of that energy that you want the music to bring is it works really well, because I can tell you watched a ton of things and I've listened to a ton of things, and I'm like, why did they, it pulls you out of the
Yes.
story.
Yes.
Like, and the thing too though is that if you do it right, it can elevate the scene in so many ways. And I will bring it up every single time, but in the Halo show, it was season 2, episode 8. If you have not watched the Halo show, spoiler alert, I don't know what to tell you. But when they were introducing the flood, um, the flood, just quickly, the flood it's a menace. Like it's just a menace. So it's not a fun thing because you can get infected and you end up with like this infected sort of thing, get like zombies, right? So when they introduced it, they had this music. It was, I don't want to say lighthearted because it wasn't necessarily lighthearted, but it was on the lighter side. Like they could have easily have gone into this, okay, let's make it blatantly obvious that there's some shit that's really about to go down that's going to be really, really, really bad. They could have done that with like really low tones and, just a lot of dissonance and all kinds of stuff. They could have did that. They could have did that, but they did not. And I think they also added a ticking sound And so they had this ticking sound where you're like, okay, that triggers the audience to know, okay, there's time is ticking, something's about to happen. But then you have this light music, and it's like, wow, this is, you're kind of elevated, or you're kind of like levitating a little bit over the terror. It's like when you know how you look at the ocean, and then, or if you look at a pond, because the ocean is always moving. But if you look at a pond, the pond can be just completely still and it'll look so serene. And that's kind of like what that music did. Even though you had that ticking noise, you knew something was about to happen. But you still had this music that was kind of on the lighter side. So you're still made to feel a little bit comfortable. And then you get closer to the shore, and then you're like right at the edge of the pond, and you stick your foot in, and then you fall all the way to the bottom because for whatever reason you're not floating. I don't know, you got on ankle weights or something, but you go all the way to the bottom, and you realize, oh shit, this pond is really, really deep. And then that's what happened in that episode of Halo, when you really saw the shit hit the fan. It was just like, oh my god, it's chaos. Everybody might die. This is bad. So you can have those juxtapositions in tone between what's being told audibly through the actual storytelling, and the music, the scoring in the background. But some people, they just, and I can understand it's hard to find stuff. So sometimes you do just like, hey, we just want to put this music here because we just need something. So I can understand that, but if at all possible, I say definitely try to find something that fits the mood or elevates the story, um, in some way, because you're gonna, as a creator, you're gonna love it that much more. Like when after you finish everything, you go back, complete it, you're gonna be like, wow, this is like really, really good. And then your audience members are gonna appreciate it too. They might not even realize why they appreciate it, but they will, because it will just make their listening experience just so much better. Okay, I'm done talking. Shit.
No, that's real talk though. That's real talk. Because like when we listen to stuff, when we do stuff, like I've got to feel it. Like it's got to match how I want the scene to feel. And I think there's a lot of good moments. Now you really got me wanting to watch Halo, by the way. I got to go watch that. But I could just literally, a great example too for me is like when the trailer, and I've said this before, when the trailer came out for The Force Awakens, like I'm a total Star Wars nerd, but the trailer came out and they time shit so well in that trailer, because when you finally see the Millennial Falcon again, that track peaks at that classic Star Wars. Like, can you imagine they just drop like, I don't know, like fucking a Drake song on that shit or something? Like, it'd fuck it up. Like it wouldn't have worked. Like it would have ruined the moment. But because you see this iconic ship with that iconic music, I was like, oh my god, I'm crying. Like it was so good. It was so good. But yeah, so I mean, the scoring is really important. It is. Like, yeah. I think sometimes you can get away with it. You could just drop some like generic background music here, especially if you're just doing like narration or stuff. But other times you got to be like really, really conscious and considerate with it, and let it like feed into the scene. Like that awesome shit you wrote us for Don't Look, when Katie is literally just walking into that hospital. And I said to you, I just want you to feel uncomfortable from the minute you get in here, because Lena does such a great job with the narration, but silence wouldn't have worked there. We needed that little extra, like, I really want you to be squirming in your seat, worried that her and Noah about to get ate right now. And you gave us that dope track, and it worked. It's so good.
Thank you.
So good.
That was so much fun. But it was so much fun. But yeah, I really love how, this story, but just all the Tell stories, just how whole they feel. They don't, I mean, even Legacy. And I know it was the first thing that we all did, but even still, like I'm going to actually listen to it very soon. I've been feeling like listening to it. It's been coming into my brain a little bit more. Like, oh, let's listen to Legacy. I'm like, okay, we'll do it too. But even though it was the first thing, it still feels whole. Like it still feels complete, and it's just, I don't know. It's you guys are just great creators. Just like, wow, look at how amazing. Look at how amazing this is. And again, everything feels distinct and and like its own thing. But still the worlds that we're in, they still feel larger because even with Don't Look, you know, that there weren't there's not I mean there are a few different settings within the story, but it's not like a million different places, right? It's not like we're traveling a million different places. There's the campsite, there's the hospital, there's the apartment, and then I guess outside the hospital. That's still a hospital.
Right.
Uh, was there? No.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, I think those were the main places. So that's only 4 places, right?
Mm-hmm.
And but still the world still feels so much bigger. You feel like even though you're only at campsite, you feel like, oh, you wander off the campsite, there's a gas station, or like it's the writing and the sound design, because it could easily just feel like a really small story, but it doesn't. And with this place, because you do so well with this story, you do so well with the world building. It just allows the audience to just get immersed into the story. It's really easy to just drop in, suspend your disbelief for everything that's around you physically, and then just be in the story. And you're like, oh, okay, we're going to Magonda's area. That's or not Magonda. My bad, Magonda. Sorry, Alexa. We're going to Alexa's room. What she got? What's outside? Like, what does it look like out the windows? Is there coffee, regular coffee? Like, what's going on? Like, what color is the coffee? Are people looking at him while he's talking shit?
In his head,
While he's mad?
They're probably not paying no attention to him. They're like everybody else from
Probably.
Clan Sora, like celebrated the fact that Alexa was coming to like save them because Clan Sora like sucks so bad. And everybody knew that her clan, humans were treated well, and they're like, man, we in this fucking dumbass clan. We don't get nothing. These people are mean to us. Please, Alexa, come take them over. It was a good day for everybody but Regal. Kels, what do you think your character's apartment's like? How long did your character take a shower?
Man, look. Probably not as long as Regal.
Right.
Simply because she wanted to go see her new life. She definitely walked to wherever the department store was in a fresh towel because she was not wearing them rags no more.
Right. She got on her slippers, her
she
towel.
was like, show
right.
me to the women's department. She went and got her stuff. She got her little cappuccino. She waved hi. She said, oh my God, I think I heard birds for the first time in my life. Are those birds? Like, she enjoyed her day. And she just was like, yep, this is it. You take a vial of my blood every morning for like her coffee creamer. All right, whatever. That's the least I can do. Living in this beautiful compound.
Mm-hmm.
She was like, I wonder what Regal at. Q2 Regal complaining. My pants are too tight.
Oh my God. Well, there's a reason why they were too tight, because he was getting a little bit.
Yeah, he was. But they also old.
So that's true.
No more give, no more stretch.
Oh my goodness.
You went to her house?
Right.
In that? Because you just wanted to be in the shower and hurry up and go to sleep?
Mm-hmm.
You wouldn't catch me right without my fresh new fit. Yeah. Then I went to bed.
That is hilarious.
Well, we don't have to wait long to episode 3, so you can literally it's on Tuesday, and we get to find out how Regal fares in Regal fares with his freedom, with all that freedom that he wanted. He's getting it. He gets it. He gets all the freedom that he can stand, and then some.
And then where does he wind up? Right there.
You know, one thing that it's like.
You sound far away, Tara.
Can you hear me now?
Now I can hear you. There you go.
Man, Discord is so. I was literally like 5 inches away.
It's so weird. It's so weird sometimes.
5 inches away. But you know, it's like with kids. With kids, they're like, no, I want. And they'll say it, and you tell them, you say, listen, no, it's not a good look. You probably should not do that thing.
Right.
You know, it could be really, really, really bad. And I'm not even joking. I'm not even trying to put fear into you. I'm just telling you from experience and from what I know and what I've seen, you might die or you might wish you were dead.
Right.
So maybe don't. And then they're like, well, forget you. I'm going to go do what I want. It's like, you know what? Now, depending on the child, if they're old enough to go do, then it's like, okay, you know, you can only do so much.
Right.
And then they come back, I'm sorry. I should
It's always, and I'm sorry. It's always. No, that's real. That is with. I think the really fun like juxtaposition between Alexa and Regal is that like Alexa really was trying to give him some like truth bombs. Like there's so much you just don't know. But his kind of vision will help a little bit. Like he's got like the world's tiniest ace up his sleeve, but not the wisdom to know what to do with it. But that's literally Regal right now. Like he knows some stuff that Alexa does not know, but he isn't smart enough to know that he needs her for this thing that he so desperately wants to do. Like he just, for all the reasons that he won't sleep with her because he's this weak, dirty human, he thinks that he can just run off into these wildlands and be okay. And I'm just like, well, you know what? That's fine.
Well,
okay.
You know, there wouldn't be a story if he did know.
This is true.
It literally, it'd be like 2 episodes long.
Right.
Because he'd be like, okay, I will be here with you. And then,
right.
Okay, well, that's it. All right. All right.
It's true. Yeah. It is so true. Kels, what's your favorite moment from the first 2 episodes?
I was going to ask that.
Oh, shoot. I'm like, oh no, wait. I don't know. I think it had to be when he first saw her house, so to speak. Because, I mean, obviously he was shocked that he was walking into a city. It's like, okay, like, you know, they do clearly let their human people live like human people out here. So, all right, that's, you know, I guess that's normal. But she's just going to have this big, old-ass, spooky house, and the lighting is going to, and there's going to be bats, and no, it was a house. Like, what? Like, she just got a house? And then he walked in, and from his point of view, the way he describes it, it reminds me of, like, that club scene in the Blade movie where they're just, like, people, like, vibing out and orgy and just, like, having all this. Then the other character is, like, they want to be here. Like, nobody's drugged. Like, they're just here hanging out. Like, what do you want, dude?
Right.
Like, everybody is telling this dude, like, nobody's, like, begging for their life. Nobody's shackled. Nobody's in chains. Like, we're not putting on this production show for you. She didn't ask about you. We didn't change nothing for you. Like, you're number 362 in line of the new people that came in. Like, get over yourself.
Get over yourself. Yeah, right?
He's like, did she ask me? Like, no. Like, she's seeing the next person after you. Hurry up, Regal. Like,
he's probably offended by that too. He's like, oh my God, what you mean she had asked for me? But anyway, I hate her.
like, yeah, guess what? You showed up and the person before you was still here. So next.
I love that. I love that too.
Like, you're in your interview process with your new boss and you're failing, Regal.
That's so freaking real.
It is.
It's so real.
Like, this is why she didn't want you to tell the story, man. You suck.
So good, so good. Tara, what was your favorite moment from the first 2 episodes?
What did she tell him? Oh, when I think he asked her, do you hate me or something? And she said, you're not interesting enough for me to hate you.
She said, I don't even remember your name, bro.
I screamed. I said, yeah. It's like, he needs to like learn his place because buddy, like you could actually die. Like the only reason why you're alive is because she says she cares about people. Like, you know, she wants to take care of people. And dude,
no,
you know,
sense of
like
self-preservation.
Like, really, you know, and she said she's not a liar. So like that's the only reason why, because if she would have killed him out of just cold blood for no legitimate reason, then everything else would have been made a lie. Like that's the only thing that's saving you.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's it. My guy, please calm down.
He's amazing. Yeah, that verbal sparring was really fun to write because when he's like, I hate you, and she's like, I'm like, cause hate is a very like strong emotion, right? If you really like hate something, like, you have all kinds of feelings about it, and she's like, motherfucker, I just met you. I don't hate you. You're annoying, but I'm like, she's like, you literally, that was like so real. She's like, you are literally not interesting enough for me to hate yet. Like I do not feel that strongly,
which is like somehow more insulting,
right?
Right, like, no, I think you're stupid, but hate means you had to have done something heinous, my guy. All you did was ask for freedom. We had the audacity to give you 4 pillows, right, dude? Why are you so mad?
I'm gonna take one of your pillows away. That's it. Give one back.
I hate her. I hate it here. I hate this coffee. I hate that I slept for 8 hours because you got a comfortable bed.
He did not hear that doorbell. He did not hear that. I was giggling. I was giggling the way Pixel giggled when I put in them snoring sound effects. Let me just tell you, because that man was sleeping good as shit.
Right.
That man sleeping better than he has probably ever slept in his 38 years.
That's probably the longest he's ever slept.
Yes. You know that man was comfortable.
Yep.
Oh my goodness.
I fully expect the next episode this man gonna be in some slippers and a robe.
Nah, he could have been. He could have been in slippers and a robe. I think Alexa might even have let him spend the night. He might have even gotten to wake up and had coffee. Like, he ain't even had no coffee yet. This man can't enjoy shit. He literally got there and was like, no, I can't. I must go. I must go be free.
I would at least clean myself and take a nap, though. They're like, Mr. Regal, would you like your goodie bag? No! I'm out of here. place is chaos.
Fuck your fruit trees and your coffee. I'm going to the wilds.
You got freaking birds in here, man.
That beautiful bird music in the morning. Who the
I don't
Fucking
want.
paradise. How dare you bring me here?
I don't want none of this happiness.
that?
Good night, Alex. Have a good one.
Good night, Alex. Yeah, like what the fuck is that? Is those flowers?
Right.
He's insulted that
What
there is such thing as a good
the
life.
He was. He's so mad about
Like,
it.
oh my gosh, let this dude touch velvet or something.
Right.
Good lord,
Velvet?
man.
Is this silk?
The first time he gets to eat with
this
like
way.
a fork and a knife,
Right. Right.
like a civilized person.
Like,
My God.
butter?
Oh,
No.
God.
Yeah. What about you and Hannah? Do you have a favorite part that you worked on for these 2 episodes? Or
It was so long ago. I don't remember who did like what.
you can just lie,
Yeah,
make
we could.
something up.
I know we totally could lie. I just love it. I think I'm more excited about y'all getting to hear the rest of the episodes because I think my favorite couple of scenes. There are some really very uwu ones with Alexa and Rhaegal. I think there is there is something about Rhaegal that you do not know that he confesses that I think is fucking great. It just I'm literally a sucker for these dumbass romantic stories. And we gotta have that Bridgerton moment where he, like when he realizes he gotta tell her some shit and he has that moment in like the worst possible time too, because of course he does. And I can't wait for y'all to hear that. And literally like Tiani as Boise, because she's so God, she's her like the way it's not even like the way like Tiani delivers the attitude of characters is so perfect because she never makes them unlikable with their attitude.
Right.
It's never like, that person you're like, ooh, they need to check their attitude. It's always like earned, the attitude that her like it's just she just does it so well. So poor Alexa. Like Boise makes Alexa like, because Alexa about to make some choices that everybody be like, here we go, because of course she will, because it's a love story. But the way like Boise handles those scenes with Alexa are chef's fucking kiss. And she has this one line in episode 3 that takes me out every time. It's a Tiani one liner, and I fucking can't wait. Actually, there's two actually she says in episode 3. I'm pretty sure it's episode 3, and I'm just like, I cannot wait for y'all to hear those. They're so good. It's just so good.
That is awesome. Yeah, I know you've been talking about that that line. You've mentioned it a few times. I'm like, I wonder, I need to know what this line is
I know.
because I need to hear it so I can say it to somebody.
Yes. She's just so good. And her and Rhaegal actually have this really great interaction as well. That's coming, and that's fucking like it's so good that I kind of want to write like a like not a buddy cop, but I want to like write more like just write not Alexa, like Boise and Rhaegal have to go on an adventure for some reason, just so we could just have a whole episode of him just annoying the shit out of her, which I think would be fucking hilarious.
That would be, yeah, absolutely.
Because the whole like
Absolutely.
I don't feel like I need to knock on wood or maybe sacrifice Rhaegal to somebody, because we've had such great luck with chemistry with our voice actors. And I don't know what that secret sauce is yet, because Maganda and Isaac did not know each other, and they have fantastic chemistry. They just great. And when Boise, when we explore more of Boise's and Alexa's relationship, like they have great chemistry, and even Boise and Rhaegal, and like there's even I think there's a scene with the 3 of them together as well. So it's just this great vibe between the cast, and I don't know how we've managed to do that, but I hope we never lose it, because it's just so fun.
Yeah, I think, because I've thought about that as well, and it's like, how does that work? Like what happens? I think part of it is that when you have people that are just kind of really in love with the story, or when they're like really invested with doing what the story is owed and what it deserves. I think that whole, it makes it easy to not have to worry about chemistry because you're just in the character. So you're not thinking about, oh, this other person, unless, unfortunately, if you know some stuff about the person that you don't particularly like. That might make things a little bit weird. But I think in general, when you're just coming to the story and you just get into the character and you just focus on bringing these characters to life, it just makes it really easy because if the story is written well enough, then the chemistry is embedded in the actual dialogue. It's embedded in the narration and all that. So um it just makes it I think it just makes it a lot easier to be able to connect with people. And then everybody always brings what their unique thing is, like the thing that makes them for how they act in whatever kind of way. It's just a great combination of things. But I think that's part of it, at least, is that, you know, it's well written and you're just genuinely excited to do the story, then hey, it's pretty easy, I think.
Yay! Yay! We'll try to keep making that magic happen. Most definitely. But yeah, it's just one of my favorite stories. So I'm gonna have a lot of fun putting the last 3 episodes together, and then we will be in studio. What day? I don't remember, but it's been scheduled. I have to check my calendar. We will be in studio Monday the 22nd. We're in studio to do the finale, to do episode 7. So we will be on. We won't be that deep into it. We'll be on like episode 3, or no, 4. We'll be on episode 4 by the time we're recording episode 7. So, oh God, we're ahead for once. What the fuck is that? That's awesome. But yeah, that's fucking great. Love that. But yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited for it to back up into, because I love vampires, man. I fucking love vampires. I love like mythological creatures like that, and I just wanted to do something different with them. And that's kind of why I wanted Alexa to kind of have that little fun little monologue at the beginning, where she's literally telling you like, nah, do whatever you think about, and it's a whole different thing that we're about to do here. So
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
it's gonna be
I
really
love
fun.
that too. And I think because it's a fresh story, I think I don't know, I could be biased. I don't know. I feel like a lot of people will really gravitate to that because we have so much of the same. And the same isn't necessarily bad. It's just I think sometimes people want to explore other areas and other possibilities. And I think that doing this is great. Because I don't remember how long ago it was, but I don't know, it might have been like a few months ago or last year or something. I was watching something, it might have been on YouTube, where people were talking about vampires and vampire tales and, all that. And there were some people in the comments that were they were mad, and they were talking about like different vampire stories, more recent ones. They said, yeah, it's like the writer didn't even look at um the vampire lore and how it works and this, not the other. It's like, if that's not what they wanted to do with the story, then they're not wrong with the story that they wrote, because they clearly didn't want to go in that direction. Like, like that's
Right.
if they wanted to focus more on the mythology and the lore that exists, then you know maybe, I don't know, some people might not do research on stuff, and that's okay, I think, sometimes. But I think that they would have done research on it to say, or they would have written it in a way that was more in alignment with that. But if they didn't do that, then that means that they just wanted to do something different, and that's also okay. I feel like a lot of people get so caught up, and it's like it's storytelling. Like you literally, it's your imagination. You can literally write whatever you want. Like anything can come out of your brain. It's okay. And I think in order to continue to have like really rich storytelling, I feel like more people just need to be open to different styles of storytelling and just understanding that storytelling is more than the boxes that we sometimes say it needs to fit in, because that's absolutely not what storytelling is.
100% agree. 100% agree. I mean, as much as we make fun of Twilight, vampires can sparkle if they want to. That's fine.
Yeah, if they want to, and
that's fine.
They crumble into stone.
Right. I will write stories that all those vampires get murdered, but they can sparkle if they want to. I guess.
Maybe.
I guess. All right. We have any final thoughts on Vampire Beginnings? This awesome panel of people. Kels, you want to drag Regal anymore for the audience? Actually, Kels, you know what? Kels, tell people why they should be tuning in to Vampire Beginnings. We are going to drop all 3 episodes on the public RSS feed on Tuesday the 16th. So on Tuesday the 16th, everybody gets everything. But that's why, you should come to live listen parties and then you don't have to wait. Just throwing that out there. But yeah, Kels, first, tell everybody why they should be listening to Vampire. Tell people why.
I love it. Because like the conversation you guys were having, just to dip into that real quick, like about vampires and people being upset about the way they were. And it's like, yes, the whole era of Twilight did veer away from what people consider like the main canon, the type of powers that they're always supposed to have.
Mm-hmm.
But like I said, again, it is storytelling, whether we like it or not. There's not something we're gonna like, and that's okay. And that having to be okay with the opposite of there's gonna be something of mine that people don't like because that's just not what they like. So I feel like this does get back into what a lot of people considered, real vampires or this or the other, with a little more like in the beginning with her monologue of the explanation of just, the vampires in general, about, the sun is not something that makes them combust instantly. It's just something that hurts. And it's just explaining their powers in different ways. And then, which I assume we will see different types of powers, because she said vampires have different types of powers. Everybody doesn't always have the same thing. And so when I first started getting into fantasy, I was drawn to vampires and elves because they were the ones that looked most human. It was something that could be played off as, to this day, I still wish I had fangs, not necessarily vampire fangs, but just that aesthetic of I look like a person, but I'm something more, and being able to have that little bit of extra that just made me cool until I, found out about werewolves, and then that became a whole other thing.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
But Regal is kind of an honest interpretation from what most people, we make fun of him a lot, but most people that would come from a very bad experience of vampires would be that way. You would automatically hate them, whether they did the same thing to you, because it's trauma and it's abuse. And so it's kind of seeing that whole, not judging the whole by certain instances. So I'm interested in seeing exactly how does his walls get to come down, and what makes his idea of them change, besides the obvious obsession he's going to have with Alexa. But in general, because you can fall in love with Alexa because she's, the hot lead vampire, but what would make you actually want to work with them? What would make you, you want to be equal, not just because we don't want to be seen as defenseless, but equal as in, like, I like y'all. And so I'm interested in seeing how that story develops, from going to I hate these creatures with a passion because they've enslaved and tortured and murdered my people, to they're actually not that bad. Like, I'm living like a king now. Like, when is he gonna hit that acceptance of what life is actually like for him now?
We're gonna get into it. Yeah, we're gonna get into kind of the politics on the Moria and where things stand and that kind of stuff. So there's little nuggets of that and very heavy references actually in Vampire Beginnings to a major plot point in Synarchy. So all universes are connected.
Dum, 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 dum.
No. I know. One of the coolest things that I have created in Synarchy that I think I overuse actually, because I try to every time I can shove this particular thing in a story, I do. Babe, you got to tell me one day if it's too much. If it's like JJ Adams like lens flare, you got to be like, nope, you can't use these anymore, Chris. You have to come up with something else.
I mean, you're probably safe because I don't actually know what you're talking about.
I'll tell you after we get off this. All right, any final thoughts from y'all awesome people hanging out with tonight about Vampire Beginnings? The age of vampire has begun, and I'm so excited because I love this bullshit. So good.
Yeah, you should listen because my friend wrote it, and it's awesome, and it's fun. The acting is wonderful, sound design is great, and it's a very cool story. So yes, listen.
Absolutely. Vampire Beginnings has its own feed on all the podcast networks. If you can't find it somewhere, let me know. I'll make sure we get it there. That's good. Babe, do you have any final thoughts?
Y'all better tune in because this character development is gonna get wild.
I feel like in some of these episodes, like, okay, so we should have like a cam so you can watch Pixel's face, because the way she reacts to some of the things that Regal is about to like says in like future episodes is so fucking funny. Like, I feel like we've got to do like, we might like for some of the episodes we might have to switch it up and like have all our cameras on while we're listening just so we can like the facial expressions, because I think that would be a trip. Because I'm telling you, the way that Pixel rolls her eyes, and I need to see the way that Kel be rolling her eyes at Regal sometimes. Like, I need to see it. So maybe next week we do like an actual, like, we do some reactions to the story as it unfolds. That might be fun. So y'all let me know if you might be down for that. So I'm telling you, I want to see people's eyes just roll out their head.
Oh man, that's hilarious.
All right, y'all, we are out of here. I'm putting the links to Vampire Beginnings on Spotify so you can go and follow. The teaser is on there. Tell your friends all about it. We'll make sure that everybody knows that the episodes will drop for people on Tuesday. What is today? Tuesday the 16th, because I like to let live listen people get it first. Membership and live listen people get it first, but the membership's already got it. Membership has 5 episodes already that they can listen to whenever they want. So if you become a member, you don't have to wait for you can go ahead and binge all the way up to episode 5, and then we've got maybe up to episode 4. Up to episode 4. You can binge up to episode 4, and then we've got 5, 6, and 7 coming, and they'll land on membership first, and then live listen gets to listen to it. And then we drop it on the podcast networks. So definitely go and check that out. And we will see you guys on Tuesday for episode 3. Regal goes to the wilds and Boise laughs at him, I think is what the episode should be called. Good night, y'all.
And my favorite sound effects are me hurting him.
Oh my god, yeah, they are. Spoiler! Night, everybody!